Hello, Twitch viewers.
Pinball
What's going
Land.
on? What's up? What's going on, Pinball Land? Guess what we have today? We got Bill Webb, Special Winlit Pinball Podcast, Steve Beatty, our partner in crime,
Special Winlit audio guy.
Yeah, I'm Ken Cromwell. Today we have the highly anticipated and highly reviewed by this gentleman, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, supplied to us by Flip N Out Pinball and manufactured by Jack Pinball. It's one of these games that I've been waiting to stream. It's finally here. We're excited to do it, and we're going to jump on it in a second. We talked to Jack Pinball founder, Jack Guarnieri, earlier today, and he's agreed to join us a little bit later here on the phone-in line, so we'll be able to ask some questions, maybe get some answers. If anybody has some when the time comes along, we'll try to do that and follow that in chat.
Should be a good time.
It will be a good time. Scott from Pin Stadium has illuminated this game with his Pin Stadium kit, so we'll be walking you through that a little bit. And I don't know, man. I think
game.
it's, yeah. We've not put a lot of time on it. We've kind of wanted to wait and re-experience the machine with everybody here in viewing it on Twitch in real time. And we're assuming it'll hold up to our original thoughts. And with the code evolving, I think when we had first seen it, it was around 0.5 or something like that.
Well, and you and Steve have like one game on it. I still haven't played it since April. So
yeah, very little play by all of us.
I'm assuming that we have audio. So before we have any type of catastrophes, if somebody can just confirm that we're coming through okay, that would be great. We'll hit start on the game, and we'll get a 3-player game going, and we'll try to go. We'll go through this. All right, cool. Need more pins.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. We're gonna keep up with chat tonight. We expect to have a fun night, and let's rock it out. You want to keep the same order as we've been going the last couple weeks?
yeah,
Start it up.
I don't know what it is. It's Steve first.
Is it Steve first?
Me second. I think you third.
Last week was you first. I don't mind either way.
Oh.
I'm good.
Well, I mean, let's just keep the table in order.
Yeah,
So we'll go
yeah,
Bill,
yeah,
Steve,
yeah.
and Ken.
We're gonna keep it as smooth.
Good times. Here we go.
Whiskey.
Here we go, guys.
Loud and clear.
Yes.
Hit start. You've earned it. Team Low Prices says.
I've got a golden ticket.
You know, it's a little Oompa Loompa music underlay in the pops, which is pretty unique. Thanks, Zach. Reminding everybody, any bits or subs go to Ken and Bill from Special Winlit Pinball Podcasting for streaming the pins. And again, we couldn't do it without Zach at Flip N Out Pinball. So thanks for having us aboard. And Southwest Pennsylvania, Pinhead with 100 bits. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks, guys. Pin Stadium used a couple bits to kick this off 3 minutes ago. So thanks, man.
What is up, Scott?
Good to see everybody here. And this is going to be a fun night. I think this is going to be a night where there are going to be some things that we did not anticipate happening. Pin Stadium with 100 bits. Thank you. Boom. Thank you, Scott. Always good to have Scott in chat, and always good to have Pin Stadium lighting on these pins. Now, for those of you that are looking for a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory pinball, you can contact Zach at Flip N Out Pinball. If you look on your screen to the upper left-hand corner, you've got a number and an email for Zach. And even though Zachary Daiquiri's on vacation, he does not shy away from answering the phone. That's what I've been told. What do you think, Bill?
All right.
Call it a night?
Still love it. Yeah, that's
All right.
about it.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
Next week, Steve's turn.
Yeah. Ball one next week for Steve.
Couple changes I want to start making to the stream here pretty soon is want to add another capture card so we can capture the direct video from the LCD. So that would be a little more advantageous. Now, there are things going on in this Wonka Vision that you cannot see from the overhead camera. So we'll try to tie that in next week.
All right. That was
Going down the order, Joe Fox, I'm still waiting for an answer for you. Didn't forget about you, buddy.
Got Canada 23 in chat. Says finally some answers. Joe Fox subs.
Buddy
Tier 1
Joe.
sub. Thank you, buddy. Zonrith, happy birthday. Thanks, man. If you're talking to me. I had a birthday recently, and literally this game came the the day of my birthday. So very fun.
That was a great
Very
picture,
cool.
man. You had that day.
Hell yeah.
Joe Fox is everyone's hero, man. Kaneda's in here today. What up, Chris?
What up, buddy?
All right, sorry guys, we're getting caught up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, still first impressions, man. This, thank you, Chris, because nothing's on TV. Oh, we ain't flattered. Don't worry. All good.
All good. Oh, we got a little,
Oh,
little
nudge
tilt.
action going on here.
Tilt is set tight.
Attack from Mark. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Appreciate it.
I got to find that right ramp today. It's very accessible, so
Dude, it's playing well, dude.
ramps are extremely smooth on this game. So
Yeah.
it'll take us a few games to kind of get loose here.
Scott Denise's in. Thanks, Scott.
What up, Scott?
Scottish.
Hey, what's up, Scott? How are you, buddy? Happy wins some Pete. Zach's dad destroyed the underground pins on Olcott Beach, New York in the 60s. Scott Denise's in the house, says hello. Joe Fox at Flip N Out Pinball. You have low standards, he says. Pin Stadium with some burn head animatronic stuff going on in there. Scott says I'm looking good. Am I single? You know, I'm single during the stream, Scott.
He can be for the right price, though.
When I'm streaming, I'm a single bachelor, and then I'm remarried when I use the restroom twice during the stream and then after the stream. So
Yeah.
good times. Midcoast Surf says Wonka.
Wireless headphones are not in the budget just yet.
No. I kind of like the wired headphones.
So do I, man. It feels like you're connected. And this is what we do for the podcast.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
we'll do, Joe.
This is our podcast setup. Scott Denisi, there's something in my garage for you, Ken and Bill.
Is it,
baby.
Scott, is it what I'm thinking it is that we talked about a while ago? Because that would be pretty exciting. No.
Oh, you have to clue me in on that.
I can't tell you.
Unless I think I know what it is.
Scott's going to be my best good friend here if that's a true thing, man.
Was it the thing that was in his garage that we didn't disclose when we were at his house last time?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, don't get me going on that. All
Hey.
right.
We'll leave that one right where we found it.
And for those of you that might not be familiar with Mr. Scott Denisi, he is the creator of Total Nuclear Annihilation, which was contracted out to Spooky Pinball and has been a very successful seller for them. They actually had to cut the production, I think, at $550 in order to put Alice Cooper Nightmare Castle on the line. And Scott has his game number 2
Yeah.
coming. I don't know when.
At some point.
To a theater near you.
Yeah.
End of the year, early next year. We'll have to see what happens there. XXAWax has followed. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for following the channel. This is good times. We love doing this.
Thank you. Yeah, we still got a stream TNA.
Canada says the Pin Stadium reflection is intense. There is a lot of intensity, and what you're going to notice when the Pin Stadiums and everything, the GI's going on and off, it takes a second for the camera to kind of adjust. So if there's a blooming effect, it's not present when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
As I hit the
Looks great in person.
Careman, what's up?
What it?
Yeah, I'm still finding my bearings on this game, dude. But
Yeah, that right
the
out
ramps
lane's,
are awesome.
killing
to
me
hit.
right now.
This is kind of strange. This expensive is terrible. Augustus.
So happy win some Pete, 5-cent pinball, 1963. Dude, I don't think. I mean, other than playing free for now, man, I don't think you can beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott makes a great product.
Falgren in the house. What up, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
Yep, good point, Scott. Yeah, the overhead view is not your player's perspective.
No, it makes it. It's kind of hard to try and get that. Yeah, but I love this game. Joe Fox, thank you, brother, for the 100 bits.
With the bits.
Hey, thanks, Joe.
You know, we didn't fill it up with gobstoppers, so we don't know if it shoots them out of the coin door yet. But we'll find out.
Be a sweet mod.
That would be a sweet mod, man.
But you'd only need one.
This is true, because it's everlasting. All right.
You know what's interesting on this game, and we can talk about this a little bit later too, is I mean, there's been some chatter about some of the audio on the game, and I can honestly say that the game I think we received shipped with audio or with code version 1.05, and some of the sounds were a little more intense than others, and it seemed like there were some things that were out of place. Just in the few games that I have on it since we upgraded to 1.07, I do notice improvements on some of the audio levels being normalized throughout the game, where some of the machine sounds that were very, very overpowering are a little more subtle and blend in. So I think what I'd like to see is a little more separation in the sounds and not have things seem like they're playing on top of one another.
Sure, yeah.
But with the way that the code, I would assume, will evolve, I mean, audio is one of those things that can be corrected on every
Yeah, it can
update.
be tweaked.
So good times. What's up, Loser Cake? Josh, Loser Kid Pinball Podcast.
How you guys in,
says, what's up?
Can you guys in chat hear the game itself?
Yeah, is the game
pretty well.
audio okay? Is it too intense? The pin stadium that we installed, we tied into the GI bulb that is actually connected to the spotlight that illuminates the Wonka vision. So there's a wire that goes under the cable or under the playfield, and you can tap into the connector there. So that's not bad. You could hear it if we stopped talking, but if we stop talking, then
That means the show's over. We're
Right.
turning it off.
right.
No pictures.
A little ass kicking today, huh?
So this is kind of like where we're a little bit different. I think we. Why don't we do this on this particular? Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
All right, on my turn, we'll be in silence here, so we won't say anything. You can get an idea of how the audio is right now, and then when I get back, because I do like to talk, I will absolutely start talking again.
I
All right.
I want to say what's up, Kerry Hardy. What up, brother?
Oh, Carrie.
Hope this is a quick
Call in is after hours. What, like an hour from now, hour and a half?
Schmitty.
Sensational. Nobody ever goes in and nobody ever comes out. She's a lady now, Mrs. This is kind of strange.
Second ball saver. Golden egg room. Willie, shoot the left, please. Shoot the left, right. Golden ticket collected. Oompa Loompa, eyes in the wall.
All right, so now that Ken's turn is over,
up, Schmitty?
Schmitty in the house. Who else jumped in here? Lord Helmet. What's going on? And thank you for the congratulations on the 1 year. Yeah, dude. Honestly, Ken and I, when we started this, we thought like 20 episodes might be the magic number. So that was kind of cool.
You got a little name action to enter there, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah, that looks like I just robbed a liquor store.
Lord of the Rings breath. One of my favorite handles. Is the Black Knight still drowning in the Chocolate River? Black Knight and Willy Wonka are completely different games. I will say that. I had more fun on Black Knight than I had anticipated that I would have.
So far, though, I think Black Knight ball times are a little longer for us.
Oh, is that your mugshot? I will say this.
Oh,
The game does not take any of the most. You're not getting glamour shots being taken with the the camera on this game.
I think your local police department can get a better shot, in all honesty, after
Oh,
a rough
geez.
night of drinking.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh, and it takes another one after you put your
Oh, did it
nipple in.
snap you? All right, let's see if I can get good with my snapping.
This camera's
I'm gonna be
brutal.
ready for it though.
Yeah, now you're gonna be ready for it.
Yeah, the ramps
All
are
right, here
super
we go.
smooth on this
Check it
game.
out,
This
ready?
game is pretty awesome to shoot. I like it.
Sure. All right. Let's get another game.
Love that. I think that's Jason, right, with slap save?
Nope.
Or is that Chris?
Chris.
Dude, I
Christopher
keep
Hafer.
screwing that up, man. Chris, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead. The ramps on this game are.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds cliche.
Let's
Those
show-
ramps are butter, buddy.
Let's show them up, Bill.
They're
It's
awesome.
smooth.
It is one of the best shooting pins out there. No,
Don't you
no
dare.
doubt.
Don't you dare.
Yes, man. A little Tennessee whiskey reference going on there.
Whiskey.
A little bit. Why does the playfield go dark for high scores for the Flash? I don't know.
Charlie Bucket.
I know the playfield goes dark to draw your attention to the screen, so maybe the
Yeah.
playfield lighting takes away from the camera's ability to take a picture. I'm not really sure.
I didn't actually notice that.
Bunheads, copy on that. Canadian 23, look guys, better ramps, better than Batman 66 Clunk Fest ramps. So I've got to get more time on Batman 66. Ooh. Well done, Special One Lit.
Bill.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Oh, Chris said he unfriended you because of the reference to the incorrect slap save. So you're done, Bill. You just got franchied.
Oh, hell no. You got to go out like that, huh? Chris, you know none but love, brother. I'm sorry, man. We don't have our list up yet on the side that says what everybody's names are on here. So that makes it kind of difficult.
Yeah.
So every week it's like a whole new test of, who is who.
Lermont's is here. So Rob and Kim, what we did is, and this was per the suggestion of Scott at Penn Stadium, there are two tiny little LEDs that face the Wonka Vision. And there's a cable that goes underneath the playfield. You can tap into the connector to a board there. So it's not your typical spot that you would normally see on a game. It's like two little tiny LEDs. They kind of look like the LEDs that are on the playfield, so maybe they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, Schmidt, it is
got
a
the
great
setup
game.
pretty brutal here, I think.
It is set up a little brutal, but you know what, man?
It's not set up brutal.
Play better. That's it.
Should have taken that warm up game.
No, this thing does shoot well. Yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
great
once you
shooting
get
pen.
it flowing, man, that's some
Pin
great
Quest,
shots.
thanks for the 1,000 bits, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for the bits. Who did that?
Pin Quest for the 1 year anniversary. Thank you again, brother. Appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
It was being a little rough today, but we
I
don't
think
played it, so
PinQuest, I think we are. Well, I'll let you talk to Zach about that, but I think there's something going on where you'll be implemented into some of these streams, from what I heard. So that's going to be fun and exciting. Something a little different,
Very cool.
offer a different perspective.
You know, I haven't drained.
Thank you
out
very
of
much for that, by the way.
I haven't drained out of the left out lane yet. Right out lane for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's I think if you're going to drain, most likely it'll be the out lanes. The only time I notice straight down the middle is if you just
Oh, there's
if you
Bill
don't
on the
if you
right.
miss a ramp, it'll come back. And sometimes when
Yep.
it comes out of that left orbit, depending on, is that you?
I was a little timid to
What's up, Black's Rap? Yo.
okay. Thanks, Rob.
Need more pins. Can you tell us a bit about this machine? Is this on loan or something? Where we'll go after the stream. All right, so good question. So this is how it's working out. The Flip N Out Pinball channel is sponsored and brought to you by Zach and Nicole Menny, who are distributors, the owners of Flip N Out Pinball, a distributorship. So the way that this works, myself and Bill Webb, we host a pinball podcast out of Chicago called the Special When Lit Pinball Podcast. Zach and Nicole get the newest games here. We stream them via our studio, have some banter going on during the streams, and then in a few weeks, when the next game rolls out from another company, for instance, this Willy Wonka will be for sale, and the newest game comes in. So we're in a constant new pin rotation. After we play this game for an hour or so tonight, we'll go into an after-hour segment in which, you know, we kind of talk about anything. And tonight we've got Jack Guarnieri, who is the founder of Jersey Jack Pinball, who will be joining us over our phone line.
That'd be a good time.
So that'll be fun. So if you guys have questions, stick around because you're going to want to have that opportunity to ask Jack, and we'll keep up with chat as best as we can. Next week, the Flip N Out Pinball stream will feature the Pin Quest Challenge. So that's good. I will release more information
nice.
about that. Let me get on my game here.
Better get some pin time in during the week there, Bill.
Not sure what time Jack is coming on.
I would imagine
After 9? Guessing? Shooting from the hip.
I would say probably in about an hour.
Okay.
Or maybe in 10 minutes.
Never know.
Now you can't leave.
Thank you for following us, Fox Cities Pinball. He could be trying to land another deal. Never know, man. Loser Kid, thank you
Loser
for
Kid
the
with
500 bits.
with the
Appreciate
bits.
it, brother.
Thank you, Josh.
Ball one is live.
3100.
Nice job, man. Yeah, and actually the last game that we were streaming for the last couple of weeks is right behind us. I don't know if you guys can see it in chat or not. Yeah, you should be able to. I can see it on the screen.
Nice.
Oh, Jack is in.
Is Jack here?
I'm always ready.
All right. Well, we can
Nice,
give him
dude.
a call earlier if it works out in his schedule.
Absolutely.
So, Jack, why don't you let us know when you want to jump on, and we'll get you going.
Yeah, we can do a little talking while playing.
Violet Beauregard collected.
Dante's Mark, what's going on? Kay Learman, what's going on? Thank you for the follow.
Welcome to the factory is lit. Live is lit.
Man.
With the Wonka vision.
You know what? It still feels the way that it did when we played it in April. I don't know if I would say it's more refined, Ken. What about you?
What's that?
Does the game feel more refined since April? I think it pretty much plays the same.
Refined?
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, we haven't played the game in a couple months, so
But it feels
nothing
very similar.
feels out of sorts to me.
No.
No, not at all.
no.
Kaneda's asking what's the point? Well, for gravity not to kick our ass.
Jack's
I mean,
call with Warner Brothers will be over by 9 o'clock, he said.
I like it.
Now, Jack, is that 9 o'clock Eastern time or is it 9 o'clock Central time? And when will your call with Pixar start? Because I want to make sure we don't interrupt that either. We have...
All right, I'm going to jump
P1.
on.
Yep.
Anybody else have a Wonka on order, or does anybody have a Wonka in their house, in their possession? I'd love to get some feedback initially, because my initial impressions on the game were ridiculously high for me, and I'm happy to have the game in a home environment where I can really kind of get into it, deep dive into it, and see if my initial excitement maintains. Right now, it hasn't disappointed from a shooting standpoint. So it'll be fun to see where the game evolves. And at 1.07 code, it's an impressive amount of code that was ramped into the game since we saw it a couple months ago.
Yeah, Steve's in.
A lot of guys in, it looks like.
Loser Kid, I had one on order. You have one or you had one? Need More Pin says there aren't any listed on, or not too many listed on the pin map yet. Most were in the Northeast. Have any shipped west of the Mississippi?
Yeah, I mean, West Coast is probably still on a truck, dude, or just getting
they'll
to
be
the
there.
terminals now.
Black's Rack says,
Any day,
I'm
I
receiving a Wonka tomorrow. It's awesome. It's a good experience when the Wonka shows up. Gets dropped off from shipping.
Dude, yeah, you had a great picture when you had that.
Yeah, so
You
excited.
were like, damn right. This is
Dude.
my birthday and Wonka showed up?
I
What are
just
the
turned
odds?
44, right? So like when you get birthday gifts at 44, they are what they are. But like when FedEx comes
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
and there's a box in there that contains a fun toy, it made it a pretty cool birthday. So.
What, it's not a bag of socks or something for your birthday? Yeah, I get it.
Code install on JJP is very easy. You go to their support page, you go to their download page, you download the code to your computer, you drag and drop it over to your thumb drive, you extract it, and then you plug it into the machine, and you go into the menu and hit update, and it's boom. It retains your high scores too, which is some people nitpick about that.
Oh my gosh.
So Zach is here. Let's see. Crackerman21, where are the movie clips with speech, he wants to know. So there's been questions wondering if we will, because there are movie clips here, obviously, and there are speech and call-outs here, obviously. I think a lot of people are wondering if we will ever see the movie clips and the audio from the movie synced so that you're kind of watching the movie being played and experienced while you're going through the game. So maybe we could talk to Jack about that a little bit later when we call him too. And then, Jack, let us know if you want us to give you a buzz at 9 o'clock your time, which would be 8 o'clock our time, or 9 o'clock our time, which would be 10 o'clock your time. So let us know. Oh, sorry.
My bad. So is your birthday on this Wednesday, or was it last Wednesday, Dante's Mark? Albany Pinhead, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, so I hope so for your sake too, man. Nothing like getting a pinball machine around your birthday.
Oh, the creepy boat ride. Yeah.
That's you. I just had my worst ball in ever.
Yeah, so did I with the one. It bounced right off the
Maybe
flipper.
we light some multi-balls. We're learning the rules here as we go along. Maybe we can explain the skill shot too, because there's a skill shot, there's a super skill shot. I think I hit that super skill shot on the last game, and it's worth some pretty good points. God dang it. Flip N Out Pinball says, thank you, Chicken Beatty.
You know, the hard part, man, is we haven't played a whole lot of pinball outside of doing the streams.
Yeah.
And I'm so geared right now for Black Knight, just like launching back in your face. This is just a different take.
Different experience.
It's a great, this is a
Smooth pin.
great smooth pin. All right, we're going to jump on this.
Canada23 says, having them separated is like eating a jelly sandwich and then eating a peanut butter sandwich, wondering there has to be a better way. Well, sometimes it's nice to separate the Oreo and eat the filling.
Yeah, but I mean,
separate
here's the
from
thing,
top.
dude. When you chew one and then chew the other, they get blended in the mouth anyway. So,
Oh, here we go.
all right, let's do this.
Weedy and Buddy, thanks for the follow, man. Absolutely appreciate it. And Albany Pinhead, I'm not sure if we said thanks, but thanks for the follow also. And Black's Rack, use 100 bits, man. Thanks for the bits.
Nice.
We do appreciate it. Zach and Flip N Out's been generous to allow us to actually keep the bits for ourselves for our streaming efforts. So every little bit goes back into the streaming gear, whether it be capture cards, cameras, lighting, that sort of thing. So always fun and always appreciated. Thank you very much. Dave Fulgren, subscribe,
one,
tier
dude.
1. Thanks for the sub, man. Really appreciate the sub. For those of you guys that subbed to the channel, Bill's got a little something planned where we're going to be able to have like the Wall of Fame for subs, where
Bill.
you'll constantly be recognized in our extreme gratitude on the side of a whirlwind cabinet.
Etched into the whirlwind.
Low tier Steve says, will we get more music from the people? I seem to see lots of people asking for Pure Imagination Candyman. So some of the songs, like we already know Candyman is held by another licensor, and they refuse to, it's Mars. They refuse to allow anybody to use that. So Candyman was off the table. There was not any amount of negotiating that would have landed that into the game. So, but these are all good questions. And again, when we get Jack on the phone, we can ask him some of these questions. And Jack, if he's here in chat and if he just feels comfortable typing some answers, good for you. We could do that too.
All right.
Candyman's not that great of a song, NS Pinball says. It's a cool song. I just don't know how well it would
lend
get
itself.
into a pinball machine. But, I mean, who knows? Oh, jeez.
that comment is one of those that's just a bit outside of something I want to talk
A little bit.
Don't want to go there.
You get nothing. Well, the pressure will be enough.
Crashing 20 has followed. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Shoot the Wonka vision.
Yeah, that's a sticky question there, Chris.
What a plan. The pressure is building up.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Zach.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, this is such an awesome game. You know, it's funny because Steve actually owns this sucker, so I feel like telling him every time he shakes a machine, don't break your machine, man. Would it come back and bite you?
It's games in my face a little bit tonight.
Yeah. All right, let's try and do something good here.
On route, this would have cost me almost $3 by now. Zach and Flip N Out Pinball says, hey, as long as Charlie's mother doesn't start singing, I'm good. Charlie can't cheer up with you singing that wretched song. That's the worst part of the movie.
I hadn't seen that movie in so
Cheer
long.
up, Charlie.
Oh, man.
It makes
I
me
forgot.
depressed.
Forgot how much singing there was in that movie.
And that's why Charlie's hauling ass. He doesn't want to be around to hear his mom
Gotta go.
calling him out. What about cheering him up? It's horrible. Never really liked that song.
No.
With all due respect, if the mother's in chat. It's
all
just
the mothers
personal
in
preference.
chat.
No, not the mothers, but the mother that sung the song. Low tier Steve, can we get the bad egg goose honk as the tilt noise? Interesting.
Yep.
Chris the Pinter, what's up, buddy? You lose. Good day, sir, is the quote. And his pinball, cheer up, Charlie, cheer up. You have to make a specific shot to make it stop. Yeah, that'd be motivating for me. Cheer up, Charlie. Lumberg Jack says, need Cheer Up Charlie to play when your game ends or when you drain a ball. Joe Fox says, a lot of mothers in this chat.
Absolutely.
That's right, man. Marlon the Light played Pirates today. There are only 2 in Brazil. Hope they manufacture and send a few more here. Looking forward to play Wonka. Yeah, Pirates is a great game.
Dude, he's down in Brazil watching. That's love, man. Thank
It
you.
is awesome,
Thank you very
man.
much. We
It is
appreciate
awesome.
it.
I like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, so do I.
And that's one of those games where we just kind of missed out. Like the LEs came and gone before we had a chance to realize what we missed.
Yeah.
So that's kind of tough. Okay, so the 6 magnets. If you look on the play field,
Come on.
you'll see little tiny LED lights that kind of rotate into a circle. There are magnets in each one of those. There's a magnet that parks the ball on the left flipper. Whoa, hey, cheer up, Charlie. Cheer up, Steve. Cheer up, Steve. Cheer up.
Getting into it.
You all right?
Getting into it.
It's all right, man. Calm down. It's all good.
You're hitting this game around like you own it.
Shoot that captive ball. Okay.
Yeah, shoot
Yeah,
the
straight down
captain ball.
the middle.
So we have magnet in that circle. We have a magnet in this circle, in this circle, in this circle. There's a magnet here.
I think there's one up the right side, too, isn't there?
Is there one up here?
I thought there was.
6, 7? Is there 7?
Great series this one right here.
I also thought there were 6.
Save some for later.
No, you know what, Lumberjack? I don't think that it's changed a whole heck of a lot. You know, honestly, it's just finding our groove back into it, in all honesty. You know, it takes a couple games to really get familiar with
No doubt.
back
I'm
of the
sitting
game.
here and I'm like,
go.
that ball's in the pops a pretty damn long time, and I'm just staring at it, and then I forgot I was playing pinball. And I just watched it go right in between
So
the flippers
pretty.
with no effort at it at all.
One of those days.
I was captivated by that Oompa Loompa song
No Schnozberry edition, by the way,
That
Chris.
was,
I did see that.
I was playing. Okay, I'm back from that embarrassment.
Returning pilot.
Lumberjack says, are you guys getting a feel for major changes since the original streams? I honestly did not watch a lot of the original streams, and I'll tell you why. It was because I knew one was coming here, and I like to experience a pinball machine for the first time. So I'm not even really up to date on what the rules and whatnot are. This is kind of a break-in learning night for us.
Yeah.
So that by the time we get in next week, we'll have an idea of scoring and strategy. Like I said, we didn't break in this new code really. It was 1.07. So this is what you are most likely, if you've watched these streams, already know more about the game than we do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's just simply because I don't know, if I'm playing a game and I already know what to expect and I already know what the pin is going to do after I progress through it, I'm not as motivated to want to play it. I like to explore and learn that stuff.
Absolutely, and we already experienced it before we watched a single stream on it. So, I mean, for us, I don't know if it would have done us any justice. I mean, we really liked it right out of the gate when we first played it. So,
Yeah,
I mean, we were
right.
blessed with that opportunity. Yes, Chris, that was definitely a frick moment where I wanted to slam that machine around a little bit, but that's all right.
The That's why Dave says that's why I only listen to streams. That's a fair point, actually. Pedro Ganho says, was it fantastic New England this weekend? Got to meet the actors from Willy Wonka and play that awesome game. Great job, Jersey Jack. It was cool because they had actors from the movie there that played the kids. The actor that played Charlie, the actor that played Mike TV, the actor that played Veruca Salt were all there. And actually, Jersey Jack Pinball generously donated the Fantastic poster with their autographs, Jack's autograph, Pat Lawler's autograph, for us to give away on our one-year Special One Lit Pinball podcast show that we recorded yesterday. So that was pretty awesome.
Where are we going here? There we go.
Zach says, I tell people to collect all 5 golden tickets and then tell me about the code. That's true. I've collected 1 golden ticket a few occasions, and I'm not really sure how I did it.
I think I got 2 by accident at Jersey Jack.
Okay, maybe I got 3 by accident then.
Oh, well, shit. I've seen the whole damn thing.
It's
So
okay,
it's all good, man.
I was surprised. Hey, there you go. Gumball golden ticket found. So there's a golden ticket. Now Steve needs to collect 4 more of those golden tickets to get into pure imagination, which is the wizard mode. It looks a little frustrated though. Maybe you need a beer there, bud.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Or 2.
That's fun.
There's one.
Yeah, first multi-ball. That's good. Good stuff.
You like it?
All right, so don't let the pop bumpers distract you. No, the gobstopper doesn't really affect the game. It's just a cool feature.
How
I'm
was
gonna
the
collect
ticket
the kid
collected?
here.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
You know what? We asked for instruction on how it was collected when we were at Jersey Jack playing, and he said you have to figure it out.
Yeah,
And we still haven't made
here
it
we
to that
are.
point of
We're
figuring it
we're
out.
Figuring it out, kind of.
So,
Ken.
Lumberjack says, where would you rank this among the 5 Jersey Jack pinball games? I own a Wizard of Oz. I'm interested to see how it stacks up against that. In all fairness, I think we're also interested to see how it stacks up against that. We have more time on all these other Jersey Jack pinball games other than Willy Wonka. So for me, it's not a fair assessment to rank where it might finish.
see, I have an answer, but it's based off of theme alone. So, I wouldn't. Yeah, it is definitely too early to say. I love the theme, so to me, it's definitely a keeper. But gotta play it some more.
The one thing I can say about Jersey
Right.
Jack pinball machines, like regardless of the title, I think every single one that I walked up to initially really impressed me. With the exception, and I'm embarrassed to say so, was Dialed In at Expo when I plunged the ball on it and I was like, this game sucks. I don't know what they're doing. And then guess who bought an LE like 4 months later?
right.
That was this guy. Dialed In LE, and again, such a fun, smooth shooting game. So very, very, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a game by playing one ball, in my opinion. So we'll see. Yeah, Jack says, JJP games, I wanted them all.
Seriously though.
So
I love a little lineup of JJP.
So after today's episode, it did make me wonder, when did Steve Beatty join Special When Lit? And what does he do? So
He's our
I'm the
sound
background
guy,
guy,
our
man.
cooler guy, whatever he wants to be when he wants to be it. My opinion.
Steve's our good buddy from our pinball club, and
Yeah.
he broke into the scene with us at Expo where There was the bucket of chicken incident. We can get into that a little bit later.
I think that bucket of chicken is more famous than like all of us combined.
Yeah, we need some clarification on that, boys.
We can get into that a little bit in after hours. Canada 23 wants to see Wonka Vision integrated more. Chris the Pin Turn. I'm genuinely curious as to how anyone could expect that question to be answered so early. I guess in regards to rating these pins. Marlon Delight, Pirates of the Caribbean, Wizard of Oz, Dialed In. Can't tell until I play Wonka for a couple days. Feel the same about Dialed In. Canadian says it does light up. Lord Helmet, Ken, I did that exact same thing with the Pirates of the Caribbean. Now I own a Pirates of the Caribbean CE. Yeah, I totally get it. Hooked on Pinball. JJP has never left people hanging. I believe Jack will bring the magic. This is a solid start. Crackerman 21, but do you still own a Dialed In? No, and you know what? One of my favorite pins recently is Deadpool Premium, and guess what? I don't own that right now either. Funds caused me to get rid of the games that I love in order to find something else that I haven't experienced, and I'm still looking for that Grail pin that's gonna just be 100% of everything I've ever looked for, and I don't know that is even.
Yeah, but if you ever hit 100%, if it chucks all the boxes, what's the point of buying another pinball machine?
Well, that would be it. I'll be done.
Yeah,
it's like thank you. Dave Falgren says Steve's everywhere.
Steve is everywhere, and even if it hit everything,
And also nowhere.
this is true. And if the police ask, no one's seen him, so it works out great.
No. You just smack that up a little bit, huh?
No.
Not bad though.
I like it. Trying
Okay,
to
Joe.
show these guys a little bit more of the game here.
Steve definitely brings beverages everywhere he goes, so I believe that. Joe, that is the meteor that's getting rethemed in the background, right over Steve's
Kim.
shoulder.
Oh yeah, the meteor. Yep.
Yeah. No Raza. Oh, Kim's in chat. What's up, Kim? I don't know if we're actually going to see it at Expo this year. If I'm probably going to, well, we'll see. Probably going to be out.
Man, that's
Honestly, Expo is probably only.
that's too bad, but you got to do what you got to do.
Dude, Expo is probably only like 110 days away. J-Pop is in chat. According to Chris. What's he under, Chris? $110 days to Raza? Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing anything until it's, there in person, in all honesty.
Uh-oh. Are you serious?
Yeah, good call.
That's tough.
You just added a fourth player, Ken.
Did I really?
You absolutely did. Oh, hell no.
Whoa.
Get my ball out of there.
Oh.
Come on, ball.
Where's she at? Oh.
No! I couldn't do it. I had to get underneath. It was a surgical procedure. And I added a fourth player, so we're going to drain player 4.
Suck my ball. Yeah, but you know what? Everyone could say that. About pins, Chris. I mean, there's always that dream theme that didn't get done, or this feature that didn't get added into something. I mean, it's all crazy. Kaz, what's going on? I would imagine this will probably be at Pinburg. I mean, it just came out.
What's up, Kaz? This game's going to be everywhere from here on out, guys.
Yeah.
You're not going to be at a show that doesn't have a Wonka unless there's not a distributor that services that area. And I think at this point in pinball, distributors have covered the continental United States at least, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So, what's up, Kaz? And he says, look, let's just get me on the air now and create the best stream ever. So, at least he's humble. I got to give him that. Don't do 4720 says, Canada just started listening to your podcast. Keep up the great work. Loser Kid, Josh Roop says, haha, Chris the Pin Turn and Flip It Out, or Flip N Out Pinball. Looked it up. St. Louis is now the murder captain of the nation. Captain, capital, whatever it takes.
The cap.
Costa's getting ready to back for baby number 3. Only a few days left. Hey, congratulations,
bud.
man. Lots of babies coming out this year.
Lots of babies.
Babies and pinball machines. Big year in 2019. Bill Webb's got a little baby coming
I was
right at Expo
actually
time.
thinking about building the Whirlwind cradle today.
Chris at Slap Safe says, can you set one of the cameras on the Wonka Vision for a little bit to see that scene?
Could maybe.
Nah. I'm going to take a pass. I'll set it up
That'll
next
work.
week. The Wonka Vision's great because it gives you some information on what you're supposed to be shooting as far as the 2 lanes up on the top. And then you do have the picture that's being taken on the Wonka Vision. So, you know what, Chris? Let me address that for the next stream. I touch something here, the whole thing melts down, and then we're resetting stuff, and it's just, you know how it goes.
Then the feds show up. It's just all sorts of ugly.
Right, exactly.
We don't need that.
No.
Nah, Chris the Pin Turn thinking about making it to Expo. Well, dude, let us know if you do, man. I won't be there, but I might be hosting a party depending on when my wife gives birth.
Oh yeah, baby.
Marlon the Light says that he's in his player 4. If he finds the golden ticket, he's only 10 hours away on flight, so that's good.
10 hours away on a flight? Where was he at? Brazil?
I believe so, yeah. Expo was great, guys. It's really fun. And it's been rocking it out. Hey, Bermania, careful.
Baby.
They'll go all over.
Gosh.
Canada's having a tournament at Expo, he says, with the winner to get $1,000.
Nice.
Details to come. Zach at Flip N Out says, everyone come to Expo and say hello to myself at the Flip N Out Pinball booth along with some podcasters. So Expo is our hometown pinball show,
Yeah,
so we
that'll
will
be a
be
good
around.
time.
Hey, Bermania, thanks for the sub, dude. Thank you very much for the subscription, buddy.
Thank you.
Hold on one second.
Can we tilt player 4?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we can try and tilt that out, see what happens. Yeah, but you know what I mean? I think that's gasoline. Yeah, I'm sure there's still going to be a ton that gets added to this. I mean, they're still doing updates on a lot of the older games.
Chris the Pintern's asking if
Steve?
you could see the stair lift from Zach. I think Zach brings those to the shows.
He does bring
It
the
has
stair
a
lift to the shows.
little
Yeah,
little flight of stairs
the,
going.
the Escalera is actually really what the name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he brings those. List pins up and down. They're good
Yep.
to see.
Good stuff.
So, all right, Loser Kid, the one thing we haven't really talked about, Dave, I like your, sorry, let me do this in order.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
what
we
do-
go.
Oh.
Wonkatania going on here. Let's be quiet.
This is kind of strange.
So Expo's in Wheeling, Illinois, and this is actually the 35th
Oh.
Expo.
Oh,
So-
let's tilt that out. You're good at
Yeah, I'll
tilting.
tilt it out. Well, Bill, you want to tilt it out since you're up?
That,
but
so
if I-
that Wonkatania mode, that is something that I would like to see a little more separation in the...
No, absolutely not.
What you wanted to see, right?
Well, yeah, they wanted to hear the audio. That's why I was being quiet.
Oh, okay.
Right. Plus, one of the legs fell off.
A little less violent next
Sorry.
time.
The back left leg's down. But that Wonkatania mode, I would like to see, I would like to have a little more separation of the speech. There's a lot of things that are going on at the same time.
Sure.
And I think that's one of the moments of the movie where it's intense, and I want to
it's
feel that
so
intensity
intense.
without the distractions. So, I mean, if that makes any sense, like that would be
Strobe
like,
lights and-
which again, something that can be corrected in code if they choose to do so. Yeah, no problem. We Bill really
It
took
jumped
down
the- it
the
jumped the rail.
that was
Oh,
a
it
that was a
jumped the
violent
rail?
tilt, buddy. That was a violent tilt.
Well, that game owes me money, man.
Yeah.
I've been putting quarters in to play this.
Come on, get in there.
Skill shot. All points.
More points.
Promise you will be quite all right.
Hey, Romania says Wonkatania would be a good locked-in mode.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's just such a creepy part of the movie, and I remember growing up, You got like a
crap out of you.
freaking chicken head getting cut off. You got a snake coming out of his skull.
Dude, it's like an acid trip going on. That
Hey,
thing.
another ticket. Yeah, right. It's just a really weird moment of the movie. So. And again, for those of you that might have just joined in the chat, my name is Ken Cromwell. To my left is Bill Webb. We co-host the Special Winlet Pinball Podcast, which is a weekly podcast out of Chicago, Illinois. Our buddy Steve Beatty's on the machine right now. He tags along for our pinball adventures and creates some for himself. We are streaming all the newest games for Zach and Nicole Menny, who are the owners of Flip N Out Pinball, distributor for United States, pinball distributor. So if you need a pinball machine, new or used, actually give Zach and Nicole a call. Their number's in the upper left part of the screen.
Great people to deal with.
Absolutely.
Great people.
Zonrith, thank you so much for the 1 year anniversary wishes. We just had our 1 year anniversary. So Zach and Nicole, they like to ship us new games and we stream them for everybody. Kerry Hardy, thanks for the 13 bits, buddy. And did we say thanks to G4's Online or G4 Celine? How do you pronounce that, man?
I was calling it gasoline.
Yeah, thank you. It is gasoline with a 4.
Sorry, man. Hey,
Thanks,
you know
guys.
what? dude? I've
Hey,
screwed up
have
so
a good
many
night.
though.
Where's my drink?
So big.
What up, Dennis?
Remember that
was
show
taken.
Bumper Stumpers where you had
Thanks,
to like...
Carrie, for the 13 bits.
Nah.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember Bumper Stumpers?
No.
Never heard.
Yeah, it is gasoline. So I thank you. I had one right for the first time. Yeah, you are on the. It's not missing, but it doesn't have it. Dave.
Yeah, no Wonka Vader.
No. I don't think that's a big deal though.
No, I mean,
I mean, it adds, but I don't know if it's
so
a deal breaker.
So there's a Wonka Vader multi-ball, right?
Yeah.
In the newest code that still carries over, like the LE
Yes,
and,
Dave.
and the CE.
Yeah.
See, now that was a piece of audio
Yeah, digital
that was synced with the movie assets. When he asked who wants an everlasting gobstopper, and,
Nice.
and all the kids said me.
You know what, Chris? I don't know, man. That Mafia pinball machine was quite awesome. Ken, what did you think of it?
What's that?
Team Mafia pinball machine.
Is that the one Roger Sharp was on and we couldn't play?
Yeah, and then we asked him his opinions, and they were kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to really.
Well, there's what 6 out there, and
Ooh, Lermods
There's
have a
still 6
mod
out there?
coming for that space. Yeah, looking forward to seeing that, guys.
yeah, absolutely. You know what? We're just still trying to find our bearings on it. We haven't had a lot of time on it. I know when we got to like the 3rd week of playing Black Knight, we started really, killing it.
Yeah, I think every game looks a little brutal when we're playing.
All right, but Kim, are you excited about having this game coming?
Oh, nice. You know, I don't mind saying I am.
Sorry, I'm waiting for Kim.
I'm
Go
definitely
ahead.
not the best player in the world.
No, dude, we're
I-
better. It's
That's what's great about these streams. We're not the best players in the world,
Yeah,
so
we're learning this.
you are
We're-
not
we're
gonna see something most likely that's gonna ruin the experience for you.
no.
Case in point.
Case in point.
All right, does Ken want to tilt this out now?
I got an extra ball. I don't know if it holds it over or if you just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so your extra balls take place after everybody's gone, taking their turns. All 3 balls.
Okay.
No, now player 3
So
is up.
so now player 3. So now you're getting your extra.
Oh, you know
ball.
what? Because player 4 jumped in late, right? And they're catching up, maybe?
No, so the extra balls in this game take place after the entire game's done.
Okay. Okay, and that makes sense. You're not waiting
Yep.
around for your turn. Why don't you explain that again, Steve?
So when you get the extra balls in this game, you don't take it right after you drain your ball. You wait until everybody takes their 3, or if player 1 had 4 or 1 extra ball, then you'd go after them. So it saves it till the end of the game, which I think is pretty neat.
Oh, okay, you did get it. Yeah, it is Kim, I think this is a great game.
So I have 4 of the 5 kids collected at this point.
All right, we don't need no podcast drama up in here.
I don't know why I talk when I play.
All right. Come on, guys. This is a good stream. Number 11 here. No
All right,
hating.
we got some battling going on, or what? Are we getting caught up? Where did we leave off here?
So I was catching up with Kim, and then we were reading Little Canada, Zach kind of.
Loser Kid says,
Comments.
I feel shortchanged. I paid in the bits to see the wizard modes, gentlemen. We'll refund the bits to you, Josh.
Refund's coming.
We purposely won't hit the wizard modes now.
Oh, Steve, you're
There's a little banter going back and forth between Zach and Canada 23.
just making sure, Zach. Ain't a liver or kidney, as I think my famous quote is.
Kierman 13 says, already have some mods up for it. Pin Stadium, yes, they can be added at any time. I develop improvements whenever possible to work with your existing pin stadiums. Loser Kid says, ooh, shots fired. Pin Quest. Offering some sponsorship, some side sponsorship. There's side deals going on here. It's like some Jerry Maguire. Flipping Out Pinball says, Bill, we're just having some fun. Pins rule.
Hey, just making sure, man. Number love.
Look at you bunch of 1-year-olds with your toy. Hey, you got a match? Oh, with your face?
My face, yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Now, Steve Beatty could pull that off, Bill, but I don't know if you're not fooling anybody with your mug on there.
we should just do each other's names and like getting up. Forgot that it takes the pictures. That's awesome.
Loser Kid says, I hear you, Bill, but all that is running through my head is children, now children. It'll be like the epic scene in Anchorman.
All right, guys. I think it's getting close to getting Jack on the phone here.
Yeah.
Did he ever come back and
He
say?
said 9. Well, yeah, he said 9 Eastern. So
Yeah.
Oh, 9 Eastern.
So maybe we run a commercial break so some of us can use the.
Yeah, let's go to let's pay some bills here on the Flippin' Out streaming network. So we're at halftime right now on the Flippin' Out streaming network.
15.
We are going to get Jack Guarnieri on the phone here in a second, and we'll see how that goes. How's that shirt holding up? Oh, is this Rob or
Nice.
Kim here? Yeah, I'm wearing my LearnMods.com shirt tonight. Proud supporters.
That's Kim.
Oh, hi, Kim. I hope to see you guys at Expo. What was loud? Was the commercial loud? Because commercials are always supposed to be louder. I demand satisfaction. I want it now. We do not have authority to kick Zach out of his own stream. So that is not something that's going to happen. Kim, I'm glad that you're here in chat. We're going to wait for Bill to come back downstairs, and we'll get Jack on. So what questions do we want to ask Jack tonight? I think I want to give him the floor to kind of talk about this game shipping. And then, I'm not going to keep the guy on all night, but I think if there are some respectful questions here, happy to go ahead and ask him. So what we'll do is we'll try to get as many questions as we can in, but if the stream is going quicker than we can keep up with Jack, then, that's going to be our fault, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Just set up the phones here, guys.
Let's get the special win, or not the special win. Actually, this is the special Winlet Pinball Podcast line that we use for the Flippin' Out Pinball After Hours. And we are going to set up to make a call to Jack. So give him a call another minute. When are more pirates being made? That's Chris Haper's question. Wants to know. We got Jack talking about Wonka. Chris wants to know when more pirates are coming off the line. Need more pins. Jack question: how and when did they come up with the Wonka idea? Actually, if you go to the making of Willy Wonka on the special Winlet Pinball Podcast, all those questions are actually answered, and it's a history of the game, and it's Pat Lawler, Joe Katz, Vikas Deo, who did the sound, and John Yelsey, who did the artwork. So that's archived. If you go to Special Winlet Pinball Podcast on Facebook or specialwinletpinballpodcast.com, click on Making Willy Wonka. All those answers are there. Marlon the Light. Podcast war might be interesting. Yeah. Podcast wars are never interesting. Take it from somebody who knows. Pinquest Pinball, I want Jack to set your target for your quest next week. Absolutely, man. We'll absolutely ask him what the target's going to be. Canadian 23 is commenting on the Attract Mode light show. It is awesome. And Lord Helmet agrees. So, all right, let's get Jack going.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Rocking the Fanta. Fanta is the official sponsor of Bill today.
I guess I'm Ninja versus Unicorn. Official sponsor of my liver.
And the dialysis centers that you'll soon be visiting.
We are getting Jack on the line.
Thanks, Scott.
He probably ditched us. He's like, these guys suck.
Hello.
Hey, who is this? Is this the famous Jack Attack of Jersey Jack Pinball?
It's Jersey Jack.
What's up,
Jack,
Jack?
how we doing?
What's up, Jack?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing? Congratulations, a year. And they said you wouldn't make it. Look at that.
Yeah. Thanks for the congratulatory comment on the year. That was pretty loud. But
Very loud.
I did want to say thanks for getting these Wonkas out in a timely fashion. That was a surprise to everybody.
Yeah, big surprise.
Well, we wanna try to get better and better with these things. And I know tonight I'm going to guess there's going to be a lot of questions. And this show probably runs 5, 6, 7 hours, and I might not keep it that long. So
Right. That's okay.
I'll try not to give my typical professorial answer. So excuse me for being short if it's a one-word or 1 or 2 sentence answer, but we'll try to get as many questions as possible. Yeah, getting games out, that's what we're supposed to be doing. So shouldn't be a surprise. Typically, you go buy something in the store and you pick it up and you walk away with it. So we got to get to be more like that.
So you ditched the cartwheel for a pitching wedge. Talk us a little bit about that decision.
Well, Monday was my son's birthday, and we were going golfing last Monday. So I was out front playing with a golf club that I hadn't picked up in a while. And Jen came out, basically said, "What are you doing? Games are leaving." And I said, "Great, wonderful, games are leaving."
That is awesome. Nice.
Grass was a little high and very, very wet to do a cartwheel. Not an excuse, but I've had a lot of requests to stop doing the cartwheel. If you can't do it the right way, but I always thought it was kind of fun that I didn't do it the right way. In my younger day, I could do it the right way. I used to be somewhat of a very good diver, swimmer, and all of that stuff, and doing flips and backflips and handstands and everything. But
Wow.
we'll leave that for a different show.
That's okay.
All right.
Safety first. I wanted to know if you feel comfortable just kind of getting everybody up to speed in regards to, we had a couple questions in chat tonight, why one song wasn't used or another song wasn't used. I know the Candyman song, I think you had stated before, that song is owned by Mars Corporation, and that's kind of their thing. They don't license that out to anybody. Is that correct?
I don't know if I said that. I don't know. But, I will say this. Willy Wonka was a theme license that I wanted since, I went for Wizard of Oz in 2011. And Warner Brothers, they didn't have the rights to all the actors. It took them several years to collect all of the permissions and pay everybody, I guess, and get everybody rounded up that they could get rounded up. And, in that time frame, unfortunately, Gene Wilder passed away. Every licensee, is why do you get a license? Because, you get those beautiful images, intellectual property, and likenesses that are in the license. But with licenses, we all know, go with approvals, and different approvals from different actors and different people in these different movies. And it's no different with a title like Willy Wonka. The game, to me, is really spectacular, and everybody I've seen play it, especially this weekend at Pintastic. The designers typically on these projects ask for certain things, and my job is to try to take the mountain and flatten it out and get them the certain things that they want, so they can make the game they want to make. And we did that. There is speech and video synchronized in the game. There is a lot of singing. The movie was a musical. There's a lot of content in the game, hours and hours worth of content. I love the streaming. I'm going to stop talking for a second. I love the streaming, but I'm going to say this. I have people that are customers that can't watch the streams because they want to discover the game for themselves. They don't want to know what
just
every
said that
shot
myself.
does. They don't want to know what every magnet is.
Hey, Jack,
They don't want to know the end of the movie.
That's why we're the ideal streamers, because we're not good pinball players, man.
No, you guys suck.
So, I know.
Thank you.
Hey, there's a lot of mystery
you're
left
perfect.
after each one of our
I was
streams.
going
man.
to compliment you.
That
I
was the
gonna
most-
compliment you.
The most honesty
Thank
I've heard
God
all
you
day
don't
right
have
there.
Pinball champions playing the game.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
You guys are the best.
That's
I love
what
you
that's,
guys.
we're the best streamers in the business, because we don't show anything. It's just awesome. We show the game turns on and there's some lights on it, so flippers work. It's good to go.
No, I love you guys. Just the blinking lights and Pavlovian pinball and all that kind of stuff.
Well, and I want to, for those that are just jumping into chat, we are live on the line with Jersey Jack Pinball founder Jack Guarnieri. He joins us on the Flip N Out Pinball streaming network. Now, Jack, you had just mentioned that there are assets in this pin. There are sound clips and there are movie clips and there's some synchronization. In regards to the evolution of the sound in the video, do you have any idea, is there still a conscious effort to evolve the code to incorporate that in a different way? Or are we pretty much set as far as like a baseline here with what we're seeing right now?
The game is. I'm not gonna give you a quote from a different pinball news and it's from back in my past. I'm gonna say the game is done. Right? The game is complete and the game is amazing the way it is. Have we seen in the past people do more, and make better? Do they respond to the community? Do they respond to constructive criticism? Do they take it to heart? Are they passionate about what they do? I could tell you that everybody in the company, every single person in the company, really cares about everything we do. Some things are just not possible to do because there's not enough time, in a millennium to do them. You have to put resources on the next thing or the next thing. I guess I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he's got a company that designs things almost like a washing machine. He says, we designed this machine. It's perfect. It's great. We support it. We build it forever. You don't do that. You keep every year or so, you keep changing what you're doing, 80% of it, and doing it all over again. So, we're trying to make these games be amazing. We're trying to make them appeal to a wide variety of people, not just, I'm not going to say the line that's been said by other pinball manufacturers, because I respect every single person that drops coin in our games or buys them in multiples for multiple homes. We just want to make something that's a lot of fun, represents the theme and license really well, and evolves pinball and stays true to our brand. And I'm really excited and proud for this game. It's a great game.
Viewer Foo Fighter says, man, I have to get one. Thank you, Flipping Out, and thank you, JJP. So lots of kudos coming in the chat for the game that you guys have put out. I don't know, are you able to speak freely or not, I suppose, in regards to like the licensing of the game? What did you find it to be a difficult license to kind of work within, or did you kind of feel that you had carte blanche or the run of the park, so to speak?
We had a lot of assets. We had, I think, in my mind, we had more assets than we needed to make a really great game. But we used a lot of stuff. We really did. When you have something that's, yesterday was the 40th anniversary of the release of the movie.
Yeah, that's
So if you
pretty
put
awesome.
that into perspective, you're dealing with a lot of things in the movie. A lot of the people, unfortunately, they're gone. We were fortunate to have 3 of the Wonka kids, and they're not kids anymore at Fantastic.
Yeah. How cool
And
was that?
they did a Q&A, and they were reminiscing about different people that are gone and are still around. So some of the things you work on, we saw what happened with Hobbit when we were working on a property when it was in process. What happened to us? We didn't get the assets from the 3rd movie. We released a game that had assets from the first couple of movies. Everybody looked at the game and everybody said, "Oh my gosh, that could be a lot better if you have this, that, the other." I just backed up, and it took us another year almost to redesign the entire game. And the game, people say, "Gee, there's too much sound in it. There's too much music in it. There's too much video in it.
Right,
Too
right.
much." So look,
It's like a sensory
I'm not
overload
gonna be
almost.
dummy and say
Yeah.
you're not going to make everybody happy.
Right.
Nope,
I'm
never.
not going to say something like that. But
Yeah.
the truth is, everybody likes something different, and we have a wide-ranging appeal to our games. Literally, millions of people get exposed to our games all over the world, and it's really amazing. We really appreciate it.
In regards to the game as it stands now, were there any tweaks that you made physically on the playfield from the production models that had hit the pinball shows before these standard editions went on the line?
Yeah, Pat is a perfectionist.
And you're talking about Pat Lawler, the designer.
You shot this game. I mean, I don't even have to say his name. He's better than one word Madonna or Gaga. No, just say Pat. The guy's a genius. He's brilliant. He's a great guy. He's a great person. He loves pinball. He loves what he does. He knows how to make a pinball machine. That's an understatement. I unboxed Whirlwind. I unboxed, let me think. Yeah, Whirlwind, but I unboxed Funhouse years ago, and it was like bringing a Ferris wheel into a street location in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
People lost their minds when they saw Rudy and the clock and the game go dark and all the speech and the ball going in Rudy's mouth and everything like that. Who the heck thought I would have this guy working for a company that has my name on it,
Yeah.
designing pinball machines in 2019? Really?
Yep.
So how lucky are we? It's an amazing. It's a golden age of pinball right now. It's a lot of highs and a lot of games and a lot of people coming into it. On the location side, the barcade side, the hobby side. Everybody loves pinball. You see it everywhere.
With your games, not that they weren't coming out frequently, but there seems like now you're kind of ramping up production in which you can offer more titles within a certain amount of time than you have before. So with that being said, we've seen code evolve on every Jersey Jack pinball game that's been released, to the point where it's almost mind-boggling the amount of code that's being updated. Do you think it's feasible to keep the same level of support updating the current titles with now the release schedule that looks like is coming and the frequency of new games that are coming out?
Well, we've added several more programmers to the company.
How many
So,
programmers?
the
Several?
answer is
Or
yes.
Yeah, okay. Short answer is yes. A selfish question for myself and Bill, because I emailed Pat Lawler this and he was not able to get back to me. He must have been busy. What's on Pat's iPod? Do you know what's he listening to? What are his musical likes?
Yeah, I think he listens to Lady Gaga all the time.
I think we had that guess. All right. Zonrith also
good call,
thought
Zonrith.
about that.
And the Shallow, I think, is his favorite song.
So what's your favorite part of this game, Jack? Is it the artwork? Is it the playfield design? Is it the audio? Is it the rule set? What is the main thing with Wonka that appeals to you personally as a player, as a distributor,
Yes.
or
yes,
as a manufacturer?
Yes.
Yes.
It checks a lot of boxes for me. Pretty much checks all the boxes for me. I know that's like kind of like a cop-out kind of answer, but if there was something about the game that I didn't like when it was in development, I put my hand up. I make my ideas and my comments known. Pat, like many people that create, he likes what he does, but he accepts constructive criticism from the right people, as you
Right.
should. And
Sure.
you know, I got to tell you, I watched people play it. I watched people walk up to it. There were a lot of people at Pintastic that came to meet the Wonka kids that weren't pinball people. And you know what's the funny thing? They were in the room and they don't know which game was made when. It wasn't obvious to them that Willy Wonka was a brand new game. It wasn't obvious to them that some of the other games that were newer, which one was newer or which one wasn't newer. And I talked to some of those people, and yeah, they're Wonka people, but they love the game. And you know, all the actors as well. They the only one that was really into pinball was Mike TV, Paris Diamond.
Yeah.
But I have to
Really?
tell you that Julie Dawn Cole
Yeah.
and Peter Ostrom, they're all into pinball. I mean, they were asking Eric and Butch and myself for tips how to shoot things and what are they shooting for, and they wanted to learn the rules. And it was really, really cool. So, you know, I think my favorite thing about that game is going to be the theme. I really think the license is my favorite thing overall, because that's what's going to draw more people to pinball. That's what, you know, it's going to be sitting in a distributor showroom. People aren't going to read every single review and every single criticism. They're not going to know if video is synchronized. They're not going to know if Candyman is in the game or not. You know what they're going to know? They're going to say, holy cow, look at that game. It's beautiful. It's Willy Wonka. I watched that movie. I want my kids to have that game. I want my grandkids to have that game. I want to bring that home right now. And that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. And that's what we got.
You know what, Jack? I got to jump in here with kind of a personal story. You know, I mean, I think that the games that you guys have done are, you know, I mean, it's just bringing these licenses and themes to life. Personal story, Friday night, I actually hosted a couple of coworkers, about 8 of them, at my house for pinball. And these guys haven't been around pinball machines in God knows how long. And it's funny because 3 of them really, really loved Wizard of Oz. And one of them is actually serious about pulling the trigger on buying one because he loved the theme. He loved how everything was integrated. Just the overall experience he had on it was just enough to pull him in. And this wasn't a pinball person, which just blew my mind. And in the case of Wonka, you know, I get that same feeling that I did with Wizard of Oz when I saw it for the first time. And the fact that somebody that wasn't even into pinball Monday morning is, you know, asking me questions about, you know, looking to find one and everything else. You guys just bring these themes to life in my eyes. So thank you very much for that. Love this game, and just great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the themes that I've picked, along with, you know, the design teams, they're things that other people might have just turned their nose up about. Wizard of Oz certainly was out there and available for many other people to do in the amusement game realm. And in basically 72 years, nobody in the amusement industry made a Wizard of Oz anything until I came along. And I made the pusher and I made the pinball machine, and then other people made online games and other people discovered it for other games. So we showed the value to certain other licenses, and we showed the way. We blazed that trail, and I'm happy that we did it. It was difficult, but it was a lot of fun. And the result is, you know, the tree is bearing fruit now.
So is Wizard of Oz still your baby? I mean, that was your first pen. I think I've heard you say that's your favorite license. Does that still stand true to you right now, or is Wonka coming in at a close second, or where do these games rank for you personally?
You know, I think I would always say that Wizard of Oz is my favorite game because it was the first one, and you know, there was so much time and effort and energy spent on it. We just kept going. I didn't say no. Even with everything we showed everybody every week, you know, we had people like Gabe asking us every week for an update every Friday. We took people's money, so we had to show what we were doing. But then at the very, very end at IAPA in 2012, we showed that there was a little mini screen in the crystal ball that only the player could see. and we actually won a brass ring award, something a pinball machine never won at IAPA. So that game has been in museums. It's kind of a work of art. It's won all kinds of awards. We still, we just recently built Yellow Brick Road games. It's a great game. I like all of them. I don't think one is better than another to me. We don't try to make one better than another. We make them different than each other. I see a lot of people have collections now with all 5 games, and they really look great. They complement each other, and I always hear at the shows and when people come to pick up games, these are the games my family plays, or my wife made me buy this game. Thank you. And
My wife made me buy that. You don't hear that ever. So
great to hear.
Where's that guy's wife?
Yeah, no kidding.
Got to get her friend list there. Devil Dog says, "Hey Jack, great game. I have a collector edition on order, and he's looking forward to playing it." We had another question that came in, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's from viewer Need More Pins, and he says, "Jack, is there anything that you can tell us about the Wonka game that hasn't been told yet? There are a lot of like Easter eggs that are in pinball machines, or funny hidden stories, or is there anything that you can share that maybe the public isn't aware of? Something fun, something disastrous, something drama-filled?
Hidden?
Whatever you got, Jack. You got anything?"
I'll have to think about that one.
Okay.
Because I don't like to give away spoilers,
Right.
but I like to tease a little bit. So I'll think about that one and see if we come back. Jack, is there anything Jack wants to tell us about the Wonka game that hasn't been told yet? So that was that question, huh?
Wow, I was going to say that's almost verbatim.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not even thinking. You're probably looking at the same screen here. Well, where do we see the rest of the year going as far as the Wonka games? I imagine LEs will be coming up here in the next month or two, and then you on to the collector editions, correct?
LEs are on the line right now.
Oh, LEs
So
are on the
we're building
line.
LE
Hey,
games
heard it here first.
right now.
Nice.
We passed already 200 games built already. We're into LEs. We're building some European games, some international games, because there are some standards for international orders, and they need some LEs for international orders. So you got to fill up a container. So I would think people would see LE games this month. Regular.
That's great.
Regular, wonderful customers that bought LE games. CE games after that, and I get that some of our CE customers bought SE games, some of our CE customers bought LE games.
Right.
Believe it or not, some of them wanted to play the game or put it somewhere else, so they figured they could buy it and sell it. We're going to think about how we build, what we build, when, because it's hard to build everything at once, but we're still experimenting with some things. We're still, we're only an 8-year-old company. Some companies are 100 years old. We're still open to learning different things. So we'll see what the market is. I know that everybody wants the toy when they want it. I'm one of those people too. So we'll try to figure that out as we go down the road.
Can you comment anything about future title release schedule? Is it possible that we might see another release before the end of the year, or is that something that is yet to be decided?
You'll see another game before the end of the year.
Hey,
Nice.
so I'd like to hear. I don't know if you know about this, Jack, but there's this little thing called Chicagoland Pinball Expo that takes place in October of every single year. So you've always been
Right.
really, really nice about revealing some games there. So
Yeah.
if there's anything we can do
what I've
to move
said
that
is,
along.
when we're ready, we'll bring it where it is, and if there's nothing going on, we'll create an event.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not thinking about trying to get something to a show. Years ago, we used to make these Frankenstein games and get them to shows, and they were great games if you wanted to win a trophy at a science project. They weren't games that could go into production with production parts and production drawings. And then things took longer than they should have to get it into production. We're not practicing anymore that way. That's too hard on all our distributors, too hard on all our customers. It also gives our competitors an unfair advantage where they get to sell whatever their games are while our people are waiting. And then our people that ordered our games sell the things they regretted buying, and it's just a lot of turnover. So let's try to release something closer to when we're ready to to deliver it, and I think that would work a little bit better for everybody. That's how I
Makes
feel.
sense. Yeah, I mean, where the shows are nice, it not a necessity for you on a release. I totally get it. And just to get everybody up to speed, Jersey Jack Pinball founder Jack Guarnieri joins us here on the Flip N Out streaming network, and just broke a little bit of news, I think, saying that the Willy Wonka LEs are currently on the line at Jersey Jack Pinball, and that we will see another release before the end of the year, another title.
And international stuff is
Some great
getting ready to
news.
go out.
Yeah. Is it hard to coordinate the international shipping, Jack, so that they're getting those games around the same time that they're being released in the United States?
Well, when we did Pirates, we consciously loaded containers that went the furthest away first, and a lot of companies that release different products do that, so that they work the furthest away first and the closest kind of last, so that more or less in the same time frame, give or take a week or two, everybody would have the product in their hands. I think sometimes with pinball that works better. Time of year is important. I had dinner with somebody the other night that's in the industry in a different company, and they were telling me that June is a slow month for their industry because Europe is kind of on vacation and a lot of people are away and things like that.
Europe's
So,
always on
Sure.
vacation.
depending on the
right.
time of
Yeah.
the year
Right.
depending on the time of the year for some industries, I guess those things are true. With pinball, there's never a bad time to buy an amazingly great pinball machine. Okay, so our games sell when we have them. They sell all year round. They sell holiday time. They sell July 1st. So that's what we key our company on. We sell all year and we ship all year. So the outside foreign customers, they kind of tell us when they want something. And, Jen is involved with production and she's involved with coordinating product to customers individually and distributors. And I think she does a heck of a job doing all that, coordinating all that stuff. So we make everybody happy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jack. Are you going to see yourself in Chicago here within the next 2-3 weeks, do you think? Are you going to be in town for anything? Maybe at JJP in Bensonville?
I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be some events. I'm going to be at Ace Gogi out with Shane and Ron Tilt. I know July 20th. I know there's some other launch parties setting up around the country and around the world. So, it wouldn't surprise me if I'm on a plane in the next few weeks to Chicago.
Well, hey.
My favorite place, Chicago.
That's right.
Yeah. My name's not Jack in Chicago, by the way.
What is it? What is it?
Jack.
Jack. Hey, listen, I want to invite you here to the studios and stream some Wonka and sit down, have a couple drinks, and get on the mics and have some fun with us, man. We'd love to have you here. So you got to consider it if you're in town. We're not far.
I don't really drink. I'm not a vodka guy.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, we have multiple beverages here. We got Bill's drinking Fanta, so I'm sure we can find something for you that'll suit you.
That wasn't me, but that was a guest that was here. So
I gotcha.
But yeah.
But hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time out. Unless you have anything that you wanted to willingly offer, we'll let you get on with your night. I know it's getting a little later over there. You're a busy guy, and we appreciate that you took the time to come on and talk a little Willy Wonka with us today.
Yes, thank you.
I'm just reading a couple of the questions.
Yeah, let's keep you on if you want to keep going.
Oh, yeah, keep
I see you are.
I'm trying to be the polite host here.
creativity, pinball people are just amazing to me. I love them. I'm one of them. I understand them. I get it. You just never. I want to say they never cease to surprise me with some of the questions and some of the comments and everything. And they're so funny. They're so entertaining and everything. So Jack loves Aussie port.
Is that?
That's gotta be John Cotton.
That's Dr. John
Cotton.
over there. Yeah. So now
Is that
Dr.
who
John
that
is.
is?
Yeah, he's a correspondent for us on
This
Special
guy,
Outlet.
Long-time customer from back at pinballsales.com days. He brought a bottle of port from Australia. I didn't have any, but we shared it with John Greatwich at Texas Pinball Festival. And we didn't see John with the bottle, and a few hours later, John was sleeping under a game.
That makes sense. I got a question for somebody in chat. We have the Gunnet as congratulating me for letting you go without asking you anything of substance, and he's telling me that I did a great job. So what I would like to do is ask the gun to ask a question in chat, because Jack's right here and he can read it, and then that way you feel like you got your money's worth today on the chat. So
Yeah, buddy.
if you get a chance, go ahead and type that question in, Jack, and if you find it appropriate, go ahead and give him an answer. I don't want to let him down. That's not what we're all about. So I didn't think I lofted any softballs at you, Jack. I mean, the game just came out. We asked some questions about assets. We asked about correlating the code.
There were people that were mad at me about different things, and it happens.
Right.
Everybody just has to remember, I remember this, right? I really am humbled by this whole thing. I really respect everyone's opinion, whether I believe it or not, whether it's my opinion or not. Your opinion's what matter. You're the people that put the money in the games, and you're the people that buy the games. So certainly we want you to be happy with the product we make. I mean, we try to make, honestly, we try to make the most spectacular product that we could possibly make. And we leave it all out on the field. We just leave it all out there. And we do that. And we have people that stay up at night. They stay up in the morning. They stay up almost 24 hours a day, aside from me. Doing a lot of stuff. It's not all me. There's a lot of people in the company that give their all and really care about this whole thing. So they take it to heart. They read a lot of comments. They read a lot of message boards. They listen to a lot of podcasts. They go to a lot of shows. A lot of them play in tournaments. They know you. You're friends with them. We're living it. We're eating it. We're breathing it. We're not outside doing it. I'm only doing this in this industry 44 years. I mean, you just turned 44 years old. God bless you.
Yeah.
I don't know how I could be doing it 44 years if I'm 45 years old.
When I was born, you were distributing, right? You were a distributor for Stern Pinball, correct? Like back in the day?
I was an operator. I started fixing electromechanical pinball machines, and I started a thing called pinballsales.com in the end of 1999 to sell pinball machines, mostly of what I imported from Europe, to the home market. Nobody believed that anybody at home wanted a pinball machine. We all know those stories and everything.
Right.
Yeah, we were Stern's biggest distributor for many years until 2010. We care about this. We want to make it. We want to get you. I want to get you what you want. I really want you to have the game that you want. However we can do it. Maybe sometimes we over deliver, under promise. Maybe there's an occasion where you feel we over promised and under delivered. It's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and really. There's a lot of blood and sweat and tears that really go into these games to make you guys and girls especially love what we do.
Is there an effort at all from a company basis to grow pinball to the women of pinball, or is it just kind of family friendly things?
I think I did that with my first game. I think that was a statement by me with the first game with Wizard of Oz. I mean, Jen, my daughter, got Warner Brothers had sent us a bunch of stuff that they get as a licensor from licensees, and Jen had this pair of salt and pepper shakers that were ruby red slippers on her desk. And one day she brought them over and put them on my desk and made them work like flippers. And she says, "Dad, check this out." And that's why the ruby slippers are on that game.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, that game was done really so that we didn't have all these male testosterone kind of like women's cleavage sticking out of every different direction. Hey, listen, if that's your thing, there's nothing wrong with it. But today, it's not really appropriate. The artwork on a lot of those games that all us adolescent boys loved when we were 14 years old, you can't do that today. It's a different world today. Women, need to be respected and not objectified. And I think the games we do, they're family-friendly games, and there's a way to do them. If you have women on the game, to do them, to do the depictions of women on games in a tasteful way. And when we get a game theme, if we ever do, that has that type of subject matter, that's how we'll treat that. So I think we need to be respectful of everybody.
Right. I guess the
But
gun.
yeah, I mean, I'd love to see
Sorry.
some women podcasts. I know there were some people, the Bells and Chimes girls. They do amazing things. There's a lot of charity
Yep.
work that a lot of the support of the pinball people do, and they're equals with us. I mean, they're great players. They're really a great part of this whole thing. And guess what, guys? You hardly saw girls at pinball events ever. If you saw one girl years ago, it was like, wow, everybody's looking at one girl at an event. Look, there's young people, there's wives, there's girlfriends, there's moms and grandmoms.
That's great.
There's just a lot of families having a lot of fun. It's great.
Now, Jack, Gunn did post the question. Did you see it come across the stream or no?
Let's see.
I think his question was, do you
what's his
consider
handle?
the gun it? We missed it. We asked him to follow up, and I believe he was asking if the game was complete at 1.07 or something to that effect, right?
Yeah,
I didn't see it come
or
across,
or will there be future updates? I think he put in there.
which I thought we covered like right off the bat. So if I didn't ask that correctly, my apologies.
Go ahead. I don't really see it because what's going on with my iPad is that like 14 people are texting me, and there's people from Australia trying to call me right now.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sure.
Nice.
Yeah, we can't scroll up here, so.
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me the question. Throw
yeah.
one of those Rivera fastballs at me.
Well, no, I think his question, and I was just asking because I missed it, was just to the effect was, do you think the game is complete at 1.07, or can we expect updates or the game to
Do you
evolve?
think let me ask you a question. This is like somebody asked me 2 weeks ago if games are on the line. Somebody asked me if games are on the line, and I said, games are shipping early summer. Well, the game's on the line. Well, it's summer in 3 days. So what do you think? I mean, do you think there'll be a 108? Do you think there'll be a 109 or a 110? Does anybody not think that? I don't know that they're going to be major code updates or major things to make the game fly around with the motor and helicopter blades around the room. I don't know.
Well, so his exact
I'm gonna leave
question,
that to our software guys.
his exact question is, and I just, in all fairness, I asked him to repost it. Quote, would you consider the game as it stands now complete with tweaks and polishes to come? Should I buy hoping for more than I see today at 1.07? And I think you just answered that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And look, you know what? Joe Katz and the people in the office in Chicago, they're very visible. They're very vocal. And they really speak their mind and their hearts, and they want the greatest games to be there. I tell you a story. You brought up Stern and you brought up pinball sales. I brought it up. You brought that up. Back in the day, Stern had a game called Spider-Man. You remember that game?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Right. And it was coded by a really great guy, Lyman Sheets. And we sold a ton of Spider-Man games. But, there was no pin side. So in RGP, people were starting to get Spider-Man games, and they were upset about the code. And there was no more code coming out of that company to finish that game, okay? Lyman, the person he is, took it to heart, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I sold Lyman a Spider-Man game for $2,200. And Lyman took that game home, and he made that game an amazing game, okay? That's what people do when they love something. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fortunate to have people like that in our company. That's a true story. A lot of people in the industry know that story. I probably could go to the archives of pinballsales.com and pull out Lyman's file and find the check and the date and everything and
Right.
the invoice. So, these people, they care about what they're doing. Sometimes, apparently, in that case, they care more than other people care. They want to see the best and the greatest, but you got to remember also, there is 24 hours in a day, and there are a lot of things pulling at people's lives. They have children, and they have obligations, and they have work, which is not their work; it's their passion. So I don't know. I said I wasn't going to give long answers. I don't know. I guess you can't believe that sometimes. But I hope that answer was important. I hope that answer answered this question.
I think it did.
Yeah.
I think now, I mean, with especially the home user now having a machine in their house, obviously, you never want to feel as if your game is going to be limited and you've seen everything. So I think it's natural to always hope for updates and the evolution of a game to kind of keep it fresh and interesting. And as we've all kind of now really micro and like just dissect every little aspect of a machine, to the placement of a target, to the letter H in a logo, it's got to be taxing for the manufacturers, because just like you said, you obviously can't keep everybody happy.
Look, we look at all that stuff. We look at all of it, and a lot of it is amusing. It's never upsetting to the point where, it's frustrating. Take those comments and you turn them into positive energy. I said it many times. My blood type is B positive. We have some amazing people in the company. I mean, one of the people that the company was built on was Keith Johnson.
Yeah.
When I sold those Stern games, why the hell do you think I sold all those Lord of the Rings and all those Simpsons? Because Keith made it a great game.
Yeah.
Keith did that. Keith can carry a whole company on his back. I mean, the guy is just amazing. We have people that we're building, like Eric. Maybe Pirates was a little too much on the first effort. But you know what? He did what he wanted to do. He didn't have interference doing it. He did it. Some things could have been better. Some things could have been worse. But, it's a damn good game. I love that game. And I wanted to do Pirates because, why? Because I sold hundreds and hundreds of them when I sold the game for Stern.
Yeah.
Right? When June 14th, 2006 came along, and I was at the factory and took a picture with Dennis Nordman and put it on the front of the pinballsales.com website with no social media, I sold 100 games in one day. I had women calling looking for the game that had Johnny Depp on it. I knew we could blow that title out of the water, and we did. The whole team did.
So what happens?
We don't do something halfway.
No, but
nobody goes into a conference room in the company and yells across the table saying, "Get this thing out the door." The assembly line has nothing to do. Get this thing out the door, finished or not, we don't really care. Just push it out the door.
And one thing,
those are words unspoken in the company. That's not going to happen. It's not what we do. You got to think back to Hobbit again. What the heck did we do with Hobbit? Really? Or Wizard of Oz? Recently there was just a Wizard of Oz code update.
Yeah, no, right. Awesome. That is pretty awesome. So it's still getting.
So there you go, guys.
Did you have something?
Yeah, well, yeah. And honestly, Jack, when we went into Jersey Jack and Bensonville, talk with these guys. Some of them are showing up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to start this stuff because it's easier to get stuff done early in the morning and then be able to talk with you guys kind of like 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock your time. I mean, that's how dedicated these guys are. And they, I think they build a beautiful product.
For me, look, I'm just the luckiest guy in the world because look what I get to do. I mean, I love it. I love it. I get to talk to people pretty much almost 24 hours a day about pinball. If I'm waking up at 3 in the morning going somewhere, let's say I'm going on a trip, I could pick up a phone. I could call my distributor in the UK. I could call somebody in Australia. I could call a whole host of people that are friends and supporters and lovers of the game, people that care about what we do and care about us as people. And the community is such a great community. There might be some divisions, people like this or people don't like that. As a group of people, I mean, pinball people are just amazing, wonderful people. I mean, they really are. I mean, I haven't met anybody in all of these years, even the harshest critics of mine from years ago. I don't have any enemies. I don't feel that anyone is an enemy. I don't feel that way. I feel very fortunate. I feel really blessed. I think we helped propel pinball a little bit and get it to where it is. I don't take credit for all of that because all the people that care about it and buy it and play it, they're all responsible for it. So it's just really a lot of fun. It's really great to make these games for everybody, and the passion everybody has. It's just, you got to worry when people don't care, when they don't write about things, and when they don't criticize things. That's when you have to worry. Could you make something so perfect that everybody is happy? I'd like to try.
You know what would make me pretty happy, Jack, is if one day I wake up and there's a post coming out of Jersey Jack Pinball that says, hey, Pirates of the Caribbean LEs are back on the line. What would be the odds of a Pirates rerun? Or in your opinion, is that game just going to be in the time capsule of 2018, 2019?
What's the next letter after the letter Q?
R.
R.
R. Oh, you got me. I thought it was ER, as Eric Minier would say.
So, Pirates,
there's Pirates love, Jack.
Pirates, it won't happen. If we did Pirates, it won't happen this year. Right?
Okay,
Cool.
If we do Pirates, I don't know if we'll do Pirates because as a company, we didn't sit down and talk about doing it. It's like, you don't just, it's not like the old days where I just had some wild ideas. I got out of the shower and I added 12 things to Wizard of Oz, and I said to everybody, this is what we're doing. We try to actually plan a little bit ahead now, be a little bit more organized and get things together and do things. So personally, I would love to build more pirate games. Okay, I will tell you that. Personally, it's one of my favorite games. I know there's a market for it. I know, people want the game. It's nice to leave people wanting for more. I think I said that back in January with Martin and Jonathan when I did the podcast from London.
Yep.
In January, I told everybody in January, I said, the game sold out. People were like, you don't get it. You're still building games. But the factory was sold out. So we ordered parts for 1,000 games. We built 1,000 games, ran out of parts. Nobody ended it short. The license didn't expire. It's not that we didn't make money. None of that stuff is relevant or right. We just kind of were so into so many other things that time got a little bit away from us, and we really didn't say, hey, we probably should order parts for another 500 games. I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah.
People that know this might be mad at me for saying that, but it's true. You can't focus on everything. Laser beam goes through steel because it's got focus. So when you don't focus and you can't do everything at one time, some things slip away. So we'll see. If we build it again, you people will be the first, the second, or 14th to know.
Hey, as long as we're in the top
somewhere
14,
in the top
Jack.
somewhere in the top 40, you guys will find out.
Right.
All right.
No, that works. It's just, it was frustrating for me because by the time I realized that I wanted a Pirates LE, my chance had already kind of passed me by, and that was me being asleep at the wheel. So that's why, there's so much love for the game. And I think early on when people were trying to be critical of things that they thought the game should have had, people that were behind it from the start were busy buying these things up, and there were a lot of people that were left behind. So it's good to hear that it's a possibility.
Well, I got to tell you something. Our distributor in Australia, his containers arrived like a week ago. Okay. While his container was on the water, and he had most of them sold anyway, the rest of them sold. And, he didn't sell them for a lot more money. He didn't go and say, oh my gosh, I would do my Australian accent, but it's not so good. And
let's go.
He didn't say, well, I could capitalize on it and charge more money. He just sold them out at the same retail price. In Australia, everything is more between the transit and the taxes, and the dollar is 71 cents. I mean, Dr. John, you can buy a car for what, one of our games cost down there,
right.
pinball machine. Even other companies' games cost down there. And that's why, honestly, we actually lowered the price of our games by $1,000. We lowered the price of a standard game by $1,000. Go challenge another pinball manufacturer to lower the price of their game by $1,000. And by that, I mean a brand new production game, not something that they're sitting around with 200 of that they can't get rid of, when they lower the price by 1,000. So we want to see Willy Wonka. I saw a question. Somebody asked me if it's a location game, if we did it for locations.
Yep.
Pat Lawler and I and some other people in the company, we're really old-time thinkers. Sometimes it's good to think that way. We want more games on location. So the barcades, the bowling centers, all of these FECs, places like, that wouldn't normally get a game. Willy Wonka is a door opener. People see Willy Wonka, they see the theme, and they say, "Oh my goodness, I have to buy this game." It's $1,000 less. They can go up by $1,000, and they buy the game. I mean, we built 150 standard games. I can tell you that we sold more than double that amount of standard games right now, and there's more orders coming in every day for standard games.
Okay.
So it's a great thing to do, and it's a great thing to have.
Is it safe to assume that the price model of the with that discounted standard edition is something that we'll see then again on the next release that we might see later in the year?
I don't know. It's possible. It's a really good question. It's possible. We talked about some of that, but we're other games that are in development, bill of materials and costs and things are in development, and they move sometimes by the day, a few times a day, like the stock market. But it would be good. I'd like to see more of our games on location. For many years I always say it doesn't matter what a game costs; it matters what a game makes. Typically our games on location make more than a lot of other games, and they enjoy a lot higher resale value. So it might cost a little bit more. I got operator like Alan Seahack or other guys like that. You got the guys at Sunshine Laundromat.
Yep.
You got guys at Zanzibar. You got all these guys around the country, Seattle Pinball Museum, and so many more, people everywhere. Barcade, they have many locations. They need to operate the games that their customers are asking them for. And their customers are asking them for Jersey Jack games. You can't make believe anymore. We're not a real company. We're not going to be around. Our games don't work. They're never going to come out. They're never going to get delivered. It's 8 years. I can tell you what. We'll be here another 8 years. We'll be another 80 years if I have anything to say about it. So going to be a lot more games coming from us.
Is there a company rollout plan in regards to online connectivity with pinball machines?
There is. I told somebody that asked me some questions last week that they had to remember that I'm not running a public company. I don't have to disclose company secrets and information that might help somebody compete against us or somebody do something to harm us. And you don't know what that information is sometimes. So sometimes we look a little squirrely when I'm telling the whole truth. It's the truth, but maybe not the whole truth because we just can't say. Sometimes other things that are asked of us, we actually don't know. And sometimes I say, I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. But we try to give information so that our fans, our customers, the loyal people that really care about what we do, try to give them information so they can make informed decisions what to buy, and maybe they should go out and get a second job and make more money so they can buy more of our games.
You had done something that another company hadn't done with the release of this game, and that was prior. You had utilized some pinball media in regards to getting a sneak peek at the game. And I'm wondering, because I think I learned a lot from that personally, I'm wondering if moving forward, is that something that you would still consider doing, or are there changes? Did you learn anything from that initial rollout?
Sometimes, sometimes a little information is good, and sometimes a little more information is good, and you kind of have to test the market with what you're doing. With Willy Wonka, I felt that it would be good to have some people take a look at it because I knew that it was going to be. This is a big sentence for me to say. I knew it was going to be on time. I knew that when we were aiming it to be released and delivered in early, summer, that back on April 9th, that was going to happen. And I was quoted as saying that I wanted to make sure customers, regular people, had games by July 4th or sooner. And it was really important to me that happened, and to the company, not just to me, but I was the guy saying it, right?
You
So,
said that
you're
on
not
our
gonna blame,
on our
you're not going to
Making
blame
Willy Wonka.
everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, it was important to do that. I mean, there were other times where we said things and we believed them many years ago, and timelines slipped and things happen, and circumstances beyond our control, and the dog ate our homework and whatever it was. But look, as you grow up, as the oak tree goes from acorn to sapling to a fledgling little tree, it can weather more of a storm and more of a wind and more adverse conditions, and that's what you should be able to do as a company. You should be more responsible and more capable of meeting goals that you set as a company.
Did you like having, for instance, Straight Down the Middle come in and kind of cover that game video-wise? Did you like having Special When Lit Pinball Podcast do that panel?
Who set that up?
And did you did you like having This Week in Pinball come in and do the deep dive? I mean, is that something that you thought worked
absolutely.
did that work to your advantage, Jack, or did that work to your
I even
disadvantage?
like Canada to come in.
And
I
Canada
loved
was
it
there?
when Canada and Brenda came in. I loved it, and I invited them back. Chris, and Brenda. Brenda could come without Chris, but
Is that what it is?
to show up, that's fine too. But if they want to come and they want to see what's going on, maybe to some extent we'd be able to do it on future titles too. It was kind of like a little test, if you say, because the funny thing to me, I was in France. You guys were under NDA, not to disclose the name of the game, and you were calling it Willy Wonka. So you were calling it Willy Wonka, or you were calling it Game Number 5, or you were calling it Willy Wonka. I had to laugh because it was just. I know you tried your best. You tried your best.
It was one of those situations where everyone was talking Willy Wonka, so I thought at that point I made a conscious effort not to say the name, but it did slip a few occasions during that tailgate stream.
Okay.
So
it's all good. I'm teasing a little bit.
all right.
But I know. But again, it's all exciting. Look at what we're talking about. Years ago, there was no conversation. There was nothing. It was flatline. There was nothing going on. My advertising budget years ago was trying to donate games and get some publicity and try to do some special edition. I mean, look where we are today. I mean, you had Kourtney Kardashian, love her a lot or love her little. I mean, that exposed pinball machines to, like 80 million people all over the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good
I
exposure
get
for
it.
pinball.
She could have been flipping the flipper and had her eyes open. I get it, but it's Kourtney Kardashian, so.
Hard to
who's
nitpick,
say?
right? A little bit. You just kind of go with the flow on that one.
It's okay. It's all good. Listen, it's good publicity for pinball all the way around. Lady Gaga with Tony Bennett backstage. They weren't playing one of my games, but they were playing a game. The next rock band in the venue was traveling with the game, and they happened to go backstage and play it. So it's really cool when you see those things. Today you look at different commercials and different things that are happening. I get tweeted at by all kinds of people. They want to come to the factory, and they have millions, tens of thousands of followers, or some case a couple million followers. It's all good. It's all good for everybody. Rising tide lifts all boats.
So you have any new staff coming in anytime soon, or you guys have the all-star team solidified at Jersey Jack Pinball?
We've been adding people. I mean, when there's somebody that we believe is a good fit, we've added them. We've done it a little differently than I did in the beginning. In the beginning, I was very public about people we were adding.
Yeah.
And now we're very quiet about people we're adding because other people, look at those things and maybe it's not to our advantage to telegraph every single thing we're doing to the rest of the world. So sometimes you got to run in stealth mode. Just be quiet.
No, totally makes sense.
But the best part about that is just knowing that it's growing, and pinball itself is growing, especially with the amount of exposure it's been getting. So I mean, all good things.
Look, you guys are part of that. I mean, a year in this podcast, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of entertainment. You guys are taking your own time. You could be spending the time doing something else. There's other guys and gals all over the world doing all kinds of podcasts. You got all the tournament players. You have all of the mod people making all this cool stuff in the aftermarket. I would say to them, by the way, don't infringe on any of my intellectual property.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Make some original stuff. Don't use Willy Wonka or Pirates or Dialed In or any of that kind of stuff. It belongs to us. We have to protect that stuff. I don't want to go, chasing around people, sending letters and lawyer letters and stuff. It's not our style. We just expect you people to do the right thing, So I'll put that out there too, because I'm starting to see some of that stuff. And,
Okay.
back off, because, if it gets seen by the people that own those licenses, it's not going to come from us. It's going to come from them, and it's not going to be something good.
So I should
So,
I should stop printing
use your
my Wizard of Oz
creativity.
repro.
Use your creativity or go negotiate your own licenses.
Yeah.
Don't infringe on other people's intellectual property.
Right. No, I get it. I think it's, especially pinball, it's not the Wild West. It's you've got to have respect for that. And I imagine as a company holding that license that you want to make sure that is protected and respected for your benefit and for the benefit of the licensor.
Yeah, I mean,
so to speak.
people send us that stuff all the time. I'm not going to go get our attorneys to send cease and desist letters and stuff like that.
Right.
It's not going to come from us. It's not going to happen. But, that stuff out in the marketplace, sometimes the people that own the rights to it, they're not that dumb. They have people looking all over the place, and sometimes they set them up. They let them make enough of them so that they made 100 of them. They come in and audit your books, and then they want a small fortune from you. So, use your own creativity. The community has an amazing amount of creativity, ingenuity, originality to make all kinds of cool stuff. Some of that cool stuff, some of it is better than what we can make. It really is. I mean, it really is. I go to shows, I see some of the mods and some of that kind of stuff, and blown away by it. Just blown away by it. Keep doing it, but just do it. Do it. The things that you own and you create, not things that you took from other people that you don't own. And I would say to people, don't buy that stuff. If you see infringing stuff like that, I'm not telling you to be a rat and report it. I'm not a rat. Don't buy it, or tell the person, hey, you have a license for this. I'll tell you a quick story. I bought 2 T-shirts on Amazon, Willy Wonka T-shirts that I was wearing at Pintastic. And they both said they were licensed by Warner Brothers. One of them was going back to Amazon. I didn't wear it because it had a fake golden ticket on it, and it said, come to the factory on February 1st. Well, we all know that you come to the factory on October 1st. And it had the Warner Brothers logo on it. And I wrote back to Amazon. I said, I'm returning this. And Amazon basically gives you a few choices, right? They say, is it broken? Did you change your mind? Did you get one already? No, it's actually a bootleg T-shirt that I'm not going to wear.
Yep.
So I'm sending it back to you.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think I have a high sensitivity about that from being involved with so many licenses and trying to respect other people's property and everything like that. So just would hope that people that create things just try to respect other people's property. That's all.
Well, yeah, and everyone's got to get paid for the work that they put into it. I mean, ripping stuff off like that's not...
if you wanted to use something, I mean, go, like people came to me at the show and they said, at shows, and they said, hey, how come you don't have Willy Wonka T-shirts? And I, like an idiot, I have to answer the question and say, well, I don't have a license to make Willy Wonka T-shirts.
Yeah,
I
right.
have a license to make Willy Wonka pinball machines. If I make a T-shirt, I have to go negotiate a whole other license and minimum guarantees and royalties and things like that. And it's not worth it to make T-shirts that we're probably going to give away. So, we don't have any Willy Wonka pinball T-shirts. They don't exist. We do have some cool posters that would be given away. So,
Oh, and a
and
very
you
nice.
guys got one from the show.
I am stoked
as a
about
gift.
that. Can you do me a favor, Jack? Can you just let everybody know exactly what it is that you donated for our 1-year anniversary show? Because I thought it was one of the coolest things that we could have received. And I remember asking you, how can I buy one? And you're like, you just can't. This is it. This is all we have.
Yeah. So we were lucky. We had this poster made. It has the game on it and some other artwork, and it has boxes on it where game designer, famous Pat Waller, amazing artist John Yossi, all the 3 actors that were at this fantastic
It's
show.
so awesome,
Signed
man.
them in person.
Yep.
Yep, Mike
Very cool.
TV and Faruka and Charlie Bucket.
Wow.
All the 3 actors, Paris Simon, Julie Dawn Cole, and Peter Ostrom signed it, and I signed it as well. And it's a very, very cool collectible that there's only a few of them. There's not many of them. So it's something really to be treasured that we're giving you. So we're happy to do that.
I'll tell you what, Jack. So this stream has gone off the wall for us as far as appreciation from all of the viewers. I can't thank you enough for coming on. I can't thank everybody enough that's in chat right now. Some of the generosity that's being displayed here is like completely out of this.
Yeah.
Incredible. So I want to thank everybody that's here. And I want to thank you, Jack, because literally without you being here, there are a lot of people that wouldn't be here. So this helps us with our adventure and championing pinball and creating additional exposure. And for what you've been doing, for your career for pinball, it's not only been impressive, but it's so greatly appreciated by so many people throughout the world, man. And it sounds corny, but it's legit.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's very humbling, and I really appreciate it. And everybody, there's a lot of love and a lot of thanks that go around to a lot of people, and it's not about one person, and just really in a corny way. I mean, we just want to bring some more fun to the world. That's all we're trying to do. Make a really cool product that'll make a difference. We get letters and pictures from people, and they love what we do. So thank you guys, and thank you for what you do, and happy anniversary. And
Thanks, Jack.
hopefully we'll talk to you on your 2nd anniversary and your 20th anniversary.
Oh,
So
man.
from there, I'm sure I'll talk to you before then.
On our 2nd anniversary show, we'll be talking to you about your next your 2 releases from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be asking me some of the same questions. I can guarantee
Yeah,
that.
I know. Right?
Hey, that's all right
exactly it.
though. That's a good time. And you know what? I mean, between you and your whole team, I mean, your efforts, the whole efforts as the team just show in all the products that you release. So I know for Ken, myself, and Steve, we love your games.
Absolutely.
You and your team do an awesome job at bringing these things to life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack.
So, hey, man.
Thank you, guys. And everybody,
Get some
have
rest.
have a great night. Go play some pinball somewhere. And, if you have some friends that don't know what pinball is yet, just introduce them to the game, and they'll love it as much as you will. All right? Take care.
Thanks, Jack. Have a good night, bud.
Good night.
All right, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
thank you, Chat. Chat really helped out with that. That was great.
Listen, I am completely shocked and awed and humbled by what's going on here in chat tonight. I want to say thank you so much. I mean, you guys are, even with the bits and the subs, Joe Fox, PinQuest, Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead, Scott from Penn State. I mean, all you guys, ridiculous.
Everybody. Man.
Thank you.
Everybody.
I could not find it within myself to cut off our guests to thank everybody individually because it was coming in so frequently it would have been rude. But I absolutely want to tell you that it is greatly appreciated, and I hope that you guys all enjoyed Jack coming in and donating his time and coming in the chat. And
You guys, I thought we had 10 or 15 minutes with Jack.
Oh, thank you.
that's man.
That was an hour.
Andre, thanks, buddy.
That was an hour.
I didn't know
great.
how long it was going to last either. I thought it was going to be kind of a smaller thing. But
I was letting him off the hook in like 20 minutes.
and
he wanted to stay.
but-
He's like,
yeah,
hold on,
15, 20
I'm
minutes.
watching some chat there.
Jack wants to talk. You let him talk.
No,
So that
absolutely.
was good
that
times.
that was fun. And you know what? I like getting insight from him. I like asking him a question and then just not saying anything. and letting him
Oh,
talk.
he's-
And then when he stops, I still don't like to say anything because a lot of times he'll offer
Just
something
start
else.
going again. Yep.
And he's always interesting to talk to, and that was fun. That was fun. For those of you that might have missed this, you can go ahead. I know that this will be archived on the Flip N Out Pinball Twitch channel, so you'll be able to rewatch this. And I believe Zach, and you can probably come in the chat if you're still here. I believe he uploads these to YouTube.
Normally
So-
within a day or two.
Yeah,
he's
so
quick.
they'll
Well,
be
he's on,
there.
He's on vacation, so
You know,
give him a few extra days.
Thanks for saying great job, but literally great job, you guys, because to be able to kind of glance up and get some ideas for questions makes it so ridiculously easy. And, there was not anything intentional that I tried to avoid. I tried to address everything that I could there. So if I missed something, my fault. But I'll tell you what, email us and I'll forward him over to Jack. I don't think he's afraid to comment on
He's
anything.
definitely not afraid.
No, and honestly, I mean, it's the chat that fuels us every week.
Thanks, Jeff.
I see we've gotten new people in this week that weren't here last week, and I mean, it is just such an interesting dynamic with all the personalities that are in here jumping back and forth. Some of the banter, some of the jokes. Honestly, this was a real light day for jokes. So you guys got to come back next week. I mean, normally
There
we
is
got
no jokes.
We got some Scott Penn Stadium stuff going on, which is pretty entertaining.
Hooking
and
up UV glow to contractions. within
contractions.
the,
Yeah, my wife was not necessarily a fan of that, but that's I said it's sponsored, so it's fine now.
Let's figure out where this is going to go. Everybody plug your ears. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I'll have to adjust the audio levels on that. But why don't we, you want to play another game of Wonka here? I mean, we kind
Dude, I
of,
would love to get on some Wonka right
I would love
now
to
that
do
we know everything about the game.
another
right?
game or two.
Let's go another game or two.
I
We'll
do
do a quick after hours and wrap this up around 10.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I do
Does
need
that
a
sound
couple
fair?
minutes to go upstairs, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for
if
it,
I can
man.
get a break from everybody.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'm
for a
gonna
minute.
do just do a little 2-player.
We'll do a 2-player game?
Yeah. Then when I can come back and I will.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, thanks, Chris. Yeah, it's
Wonka,
a little
guys.
loud.
Good times. So we'll get back into Willy Wonka. Guys, thanks again, man. I don't even know what to say except thank you very, very much.
Welcome. It's nice. I'm so glad you could come.
You want in on this?
Yeah, 2 players, right?
All right.
Absolutely.
Everybody set?
So we'll get a couple games in. We'll go to the after hours segment with the live call-in feature in about 10 minutes, like right as we get up to 9:30. Can you add a question for the group? Go for it, buddy. Thanks, Zach. That was it's always fun and easy to talk to Jack, so I do appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that what is after hours, really, Dennis? I appreciate the fact that Jack is appreciative that we're not really good pinball players. So,
I think he specifically said you guys all suck.
right, and that's why he loves us, because we're not ruining any surprises on the game.
We're not giving it all away.
Any surprises I'm ruining are via a question over the phone. That's like the only surprises that I might be missing there.
There you go.
Flip some Wonka, guys. Yeah, everybody, grab your drinks. Grab a favorite beverage. I'm gonna get a drink. What?
Yeah,
You have any IPAs?
Dude, I have.
I'm drinking these
listen what
Miller
I got.
Lights.
Would you like a
You got something?
Let's see what I got here, King.
Put on loan there for a little bit.
A little loan.
All right.
Oh shit. Oh, we're down to Coors Lights, bro.
All right. Never mind.
Oh, never mind. All right. Sorry, bud.
No worries, man.
It is party time.
Man.
Oh, look
those
at that
photos are
picture.
horrible.
Oh, that was
Every
that
time
was
I look
great.
up at that screen, I dream.
Oh,
And
yeah,
sometimes
you
when
can't.
I'm looking
Oh,
at-
dude, that was quick.
It's great, man. You can't even get comfortable.
No, I literally just sat down.
Yeah. Bill's gonna come downstairs. We're gonna be like on our 3rd game.
You know.
It's like we're already done with after hours, Bill. That's it.
Oh, you know.
Oh, great times. Joe Fox is an animal tonight. PinQuest, another animal. And Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead, another animal, like rounding out the top 3 tonight with ridiculous generosity. Loser Kid, Josh, thank you. Pin Stadium, thank you. Hey, the Gunnet. I'm glad the Gunnet was able to go ahead and get his question in,
Yeah, me too, man.
because I was not intentionally lobbing any softballs, and I thought I had addressed his question like real early in the interview, so my bad if I missed that. Andre, thanks. Attack from Mark, thank you. Black's Rack, thank you. The Infidel, thank you. So thank you guys all for stopping in here tonight and throwing a little bits love. Thanks for the subs tonight. Just a fun night, guys. Just a fun night. Yeah, the question about changes to the play field. Art in the play field. I'm sorry, man. I thought you were looking at like physical changes to the play
Here
field.
we go.
All right, let's be quiet.
Select the Rufus on. Shoot the captain. Two-X playfield. 2X Wonka
Light is showing.
Shoot the right round.
So the danger must
My TV completed.
and the fires of hell are flowing.
Computer on. Shoot the
The
TV.
grizzly reaper mowing.
All points.
12 points.
The danger must be growing. For the roars keep on rolling. And they're certainly not showing
Come on, right now.
any sign that they are going.
Wonkatania Mania and Kid Multi-Ball stack.
And she gone.
All right, I was trying to be quiet for the Wonkatania Mania.
Oh, that's great.
I love that part of the game. It's just missing something like a creepiness factor to me. Like, I almost want to just hear that. Just that call
I
out with
agree.
a freaky light show. You know what I mean? And just let everything else go silent.
Oompa Loompa Odyssey is new.
Jack did say that they are listening to feedback as they always are. So I'm gonna email Joe Katz tomorrow and just offer a couple things that I think I would personally like to see in the game. I know there's no promise for any of that to get implemented, but it makes me feel better that I tried to contribute in what I think might be a little bit of an improvement on the game.
Hey, now.
And we do have to mention Zach and Nicole flipping out pinball. Willy Wonka's the Ellies are on the line. That was some
Ellies
breaking
are on the
news
line.
tonight. I think I have not heard that.
I haven't heard that yet either.
So if you need to get a Willy Wonka Ellie, you need to call Zach at Flipping Out Pinball and request your Ellie now, because I don't see them making a ton of Ellies before they roll into the CEs.
Yeah.
And then probably back to the standards.
Back to the standards.
So if you want to get an LE, I mean, not to create nervous hype here on a supply-demand issue, it's probably to your best interest to go ahead and get that going. Zach's on vacation.
Yeah, Zach. Yeah.
Nah, he's never on vacation.
Even the best time to bother him right now. Let's do it.
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries, Bill. Welcome
We are back.
So what I miss here? What I miss here?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
a
catching
little
up.
Sweetwater 420 IPA. Yeah, that's a good beer. For sure.
Yep. Once you go, Zach, you never go back.
Yeah, but no, Ken was talking about the rowing. The really
Wonkatania
the
mania.
Wonkatania is it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Everything should just cut out there, and it should just get really creepy.
Go to a dark mode.
Yeah. Although,
Maybe
you know, being a family-friendly game,
You can't throw that in.
I mean, you kind of can. Maybe an option. I don't know. Yeah, 200.
Yeah,
200
that-
machines. Was that? What did he say that was the
Yeah.
SCs?
Yeah,
200
that have already gone out.
That's awesome. Good for them.
Yeah, but hopefully, Zach, you guys are having a good time down there, man.
Yeah, nobody
I-
wants to see any of your ass, suntan or not.
Yeah, dude, you needed the break. If I was Nicole, I'd be slapping you for watching this. You know, dude, take your well-deserved break, brother.
That right out lane, get me.
Oh, the right. Oh, see, that's what was killing me earlier.
The right out lane.
Yeah, right out lane. Everyone's saying the left out lane is the drainer.
Well, that's for the good players, man. Like,
I know, yeah.
the bad players,
that's
it's the left
why-
out lane.
That's why Jack loves us.
That we could do the
yeah,
2-inch
it's just us
flippers.
two. Sorry.
So after this game, we'll do 1 3-player game. We'll go into after hours.
All right,
We'll
do
shut
it.
her down around 10 o'clock. We'll put up that call-in line. So if people want to call in and talk a little bit of pinball.
Yeah, you know, my wife saw that boat scene, and yeah, she was creeped out by it.
So my daughter's 4. I had her watch Willy Wonka because I watched the movie again before we went into Jersey Jack Bensonville to see the game before it was released to the public. Right?
Yeah, you and I both did that.
Right. So I sat down with my daughter and I'm like, this is Willy Wonka. And the Wonkatania scene comes on and she's looking at me like, why are you showing me this? She's like 4. The snake's crawling out of the skull.
It's like a bad
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad.
So then, like, she wasn't really into Willy Wonka at that point. So I
Yeah.
don't know if I scarred her. She has not been down to play this.
So I want to jump in. Chris asked, Wonka will outsell Wizard of Oz. That's a tough feat. Yeah, I think you said before, Chris, that Oz sold 4,000 units, and you were reporting something that's already been disclosed, that Jack disclosed. I don't know if that's a totally tough feat, dude. I think this is a great game that really has the legs to kind of get close to that. I mean, I love Wizard of Oz, and I know that it's not everyone's favorite game, but I know for me, the theme alone is what pulls me in. So I think it's actually a great contender to rival that sales. I don't know if you feel the same way or not. You know what? NS Pinball, I'm not good at it either. I just love playing it. Like I said, when I have people at my house on Friday night, coworkers that don't have large collections, haven't been around pinball. Honestly, I know that sold another Wizard of Oz because my actual supervisor was looking for one. The previous question was, when are you taking Terminator out of the lunchroom and bringing Wizard of Oz? And I'm like, no, this game is too expensive to
take a pass
to bring into the lunchroom for people to be, smearing mayonnaise all over.
Oh, the mayonnaise on the tea.
You're up, bad boy, Bill. We got a little 3-player game going,
All right,
and then
let's
we'll go
do
to
it.
After Hours. It's always good seeing Lord of the Ring breath in chat.
Yeah, dude.
I love that story.
What is considered a large collection in your mind?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I want Steve's answer first.
I'm gonna go 15 or more.
Okay,
15, maybe 20 or more.
that's pretty large. I think
Pretty
once
large.
when you're double digits, and a large collection is depending on how much space you have. But
It is.
I think if you're at 10 pins or more, that's a pretty.
You're going large
that's a
at
large
10.
collection.
Okay.
You're up there, Steve.
You know what? I don't know. There's 9 in my basement right now, and I almost feel that that's almost too much, for a few different reasons.
One, and you're afflicted with the disease, and as Pinball says.
This is true. Anything above like 5 or 6, then maintenance really becomes kind of hard. Played Baywatch for the first time in God knows how long, because they've just kind of been sitting since I've been working on stuff, and noticed some problems with it. Not that it really should have had any, because it's just been sitting, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think 7's probably a good number.
Birdo Drink One says it's large if you have games in storage. Also,
There you go.
All right, so I gotta quote our
when it overcomes your house.
buddy Jason.
So what's a small
And-
collection? 5.
No, small collection's like 3. 3's easy to take
I'm
apart.
gonna go
and shop.
3 to 5 small.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 5 to 5 to 10, maybe
12,
maybe even
medium?
15 medium.
I do.
There's
I
a
think,
lot of guys with 15 and over
Oh, I'm sure there is. I mean, dude, but
that are large.
I haven't been able to shop all my games in forever.
Oh, dude, I
How do you maintenance that?
you can't.
That's the thing, dude. When you have people over, you want everything working perfect. Yeah, you know what, Chrono? There's a guy out here that we know that he's 30 plus pins, and I mean, it's just insane.
Yep.
The other argument that I have is how much money do you want tied up into pinball? I recently just took out another policy on all my pinball machines because I was nervous how much cash was sitting there.
Oh, don't go in there.
What?
Yeah.
Look, guys, Willy Wonka's a fun pinball machine, but it's really pissing me the hell right off right now. A little bit.
So here's something you could do.
It ball saved me, bro.
At home,
and then I
at
went
home.
over there to save my ball drain, and I watched it drain down the right out lane that I've been complaining about.
When I
No,
get
we
my
got a special
SE,
number
I
for the caller,
might
Chris.
move those outlane posts.
You can't move the posts
I
down.
don't know. They're really big though.
You can't move.
really big.
Drain it or save
Hey,
it.
Bill's already done.
For a second.
Huh?
I have an idea. Can you mute it for a second?
No, it's not.
All right, there we
Mine's
go.
drained.
Sorry about that. We had to pause for a little station identification.
Secrets hurt someone.
Yeah, there was a secret conversation going on over here.
The most secret machine in my entire life.
Nice little chat with Kaneda just now over the phone. Love talking to that guy, friend slash
Oh, nice.
ass. All right, good times.
Well, maybe we get a little.
We are not ordering hookers.
No,
And
they've been-
in St. Charles, they're prostitutes.
Yeah.
They're not hookers.
I like to call them ladies of the night. They made it. That sounds a little more refined.
That's you.
The ladies
see.
of the night.
No. I am
Some Game of Thrones style.
not my style.
No.
Dennis says, according to our lips, they were talking about trading this Wonka for a water world, yeah?
I don't know how he guessed that.
I don't know.
I thought I covered my mouth
All right.
like in Casino, but that's
Who
okay.
here has gotten skill shot tonight? I've gotten it once.
I've gotten it a bunch of times.
You got it once? Wait, a bunch of times?
Yeah.
I won't say a bunch, but I got
Just put it in that little scoop over there, man.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right up here, yeah.
I've hit the super skill shot a few
Oh,
times tonight.
so what's up here? Is it drops in there?
When it kicks out, you got to use the upper flipper, take it up the ramp, and then it can lock it on the left flipper, the lower left, or the middle left, and then you hit the spinner. There's like a whole
one that
whole
it
thing
literally
going on.
drops right in off that.
Gary, you got one on location, huh?
A water world or a Wonka?
So what kind of herder do you think Waterworld is, man?
God, I thought my score was horrible.
I'm gonna have a good ball right now. I can tell.
You know what? Honestly, SE versus Ellie, I like them both for different reasons.
For which?
Honestly, if it wasn't,
Bill, you're right.
That's
awesome. I just
you won't call me a liar no more, though, will you? You know what? Honestly, if budget was not an issue, I would jump on the LE. But I think for the price, the SE's kind of a bargain in all honesty.
We're talking about Wonka.
Yeah.
So yeah, I chose the SE, and I was actually really happy to hear that they threw the Wonka Vader multi-ball carryover
into it, yeah.
into the code, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the SE price is kind of the.
Oh, hey now, Zach. Yeah,
Zach,
maybe I did. Check me, Yeah, no, Zach and Nicole, dude. If you guys are looking for a pinball, man, these
Great
guys,
people.
These guys are awesome. Flipping out pinball.
Oh
What else
yeah.
we got? And we might still have a Black Knight LE available here, guys.
Yeah, Zach, is the Black Knight LE still available
Is that
for
spoken
sale?
for?
I think we could probably move it on. Or maybe keep it and stream it some more down the road.
Man, if I could come up with a little bit of money, dude, that's a good game too.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool game.
Tell you what.
Oh, there you go, folks. Anyone
there
looking for
you
a Black
go.
Knight, man, it's on the hit list.
Can't you see it makes everlasting gobstopper?
Yeah, but not this one, Chris. Not this one.
No, I think that's another great game. I mean, here, think about it though. We're pinball rich right now for, what's available. The last 3-4 years, the titles that have come out, the titles that are rumored to come
It
out.
is like the new golden age of pinball, man.
Oh yeah, the only
That's
difference.
freaking awesome.
The only difference now is that you can't play a lot of. Where we live, there's not a lot of them on location, but
Well, that's
And we're
why
spoiled,
we
too.
have our collections.
that's true. And we're spoiled too, though, because do we know enough people that have enough games? We know where Pirates is, 10 minutes from here. You know where Aerosmith is. You know where AC/DC is.
Yep.
Attack from Mars. You've got Star Wars.
Yep.
I got a Waz. It is only getting better.
Oh, it's great, man. You're right, Dave. It is only getting better.
Job Urge, no, man. Dude, I think Black Knight is a cool game. It definitely has grown on me. It was a little work getting used to it, jumping back into that kind of feel from playing slower games at my house, but definitely an awesome game.
Take this advice. All right, so you know, I like the newer games. The original Black Knight, not a big fan. Black Knight 2000, love it. Was really looking forward to Black Knight. Sort of Rage. I don't have the funds for it because my funds were already tied up in a Wonka.
Yeah.
But man,
Hey, I mean, you could sell.
Right?
You got a couple things to sell.
Bill, we played it a few weeks. It's a good game.
It is. It
It's
is.
a
I
good
like
game.
it. You know, I like monsters. I think the black and white is cool. I don't know if it's for me, but I know I'm working on getting on getting a Monsters Pro because I do like the artwork. I like the flow. I think the code is kind of perfect. It's not too crazy. I mean, I got a Waz for crazy. And I think it's easy to explain. You know, Monsters is one that I really wanted to get. So that's probably coming. Still looking for a Ghostbusters Pro, but I might be working a deal out right now on that.
Ken having a ball over there, by the way.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, he's pissed at that game.
Chrono says, nice save, Kenny. Nice save. Oh, with a little kickback.
Steve, how does Wonka rate for you versus all the new unboxes that have come out?
Well, I'm in on a Wonka, and I've only had 2 new unboxes. And I'm really looking forward to
Man, it
this
is
one.
dangerous
So,
when it
to
comes
me,
out
this is
of that
top.
inner
This is
loop.
top dog right now.
That left inner loop is dangerous when it comes out.
Yeah.
I got to figure out a way to like give it a little nudge or something.
So, anything on the current market? Are you asking? Man,
We'll give it a shot, Eric.
I'm still going. I'm still going Wonka, man.
Somebody steal the Wonka Vader multi-ball.
What I might end up doing is going LE eventually. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, good.
We'll see what happens here.
Who's going to Expo in October? Anybody going to Chicagoland Pinball Expo? Because I'm going to be there for sure.
Oh, Zach defended some Popeye here. I'm just catching up. What is up, Jeff?
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Jeff
Sorry,
from
man.
This week
Jeff
in
Patterson
pinball.
from This Week in Pinball.
Weston.
Tiki Pinball is going to be going to Oktoberfest.
Oh, it's cruising now.
Yeah, going to Expo. Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead's going. We need to hook up, man,
Yeah.
and get a beer or a beverage. Man, Killian is considering either Expo or Replay FX. Either good choices. I would invite you down to Pinball Expo. Need more pins? No Expo, but going to Replay. Colorado 15. I'll try and make Saturday at Expo. Absolutely. We're gonna have to do some type of little gathering up at Expo.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and anyone that's coming in from out of town that
Dave will
wants
be
to
there.
hook up, let us know.
Dave owns Expo.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's crazy? Somebody just asked me what my new favorite inbox would be. Man, I don't know. We have
Dude, you
Oc-
bought everything that you wanted new in
Yeah,
box
no, but
lately, though.
like we played Oktoberfest, we played Black Knight. Now we're playing Wonka.
I think they're all great
Dude.
for different reasons.
They're all so good though.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we are pinball rich for stuff you can buy right now.
Look sharp.
I think Wonka might be. I don't know. See. I kind of adjusted the settings on my Wizard of Oz. So, I mean, if you look at it funny, you get a multi-ball, and people that aren't pinball people get the multi-ball, and they're like, "This game is awesome."
Yeah.
You know.
Kind of geared toward
Yeah.
non-pinheads.
Yeah. I mean, I set it up for my cousins, or not my cousins, my nieces and nephews over Christmas, and I've never changed it back. So honestly,
Basically, we should be playing all of our games like that.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, we ain't.
Bill and I's
We're not so
skills
good.
do not kills.
Hey, but here's the thing: Steve can buy any game, and I can kind of build any game. I guess
You can build
cabinet
any game.
anyway.
Shit. I definitely cannot buy any and every game.
There we go. I tried to hit that shot like 8 times. I'm just a little bit off tonight. I don't understand.
Little extra ball?
This Wonka does have the new code, right, Ken?
Yeah, it's 1.07.
1.07.
By the way, the extra ball on this game happens after the game is done. Happens after everybody's taken their 3-ball turn, and then you get your extra ball then. So maybe not.
Oh no, sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat. No, yeah, everything's kind of a tough situation there, Dennis. Everybody does things for different.
Oh,
reasons.
Pirates does that too. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Golden ticket.
Ken's got a golden ticket.
Most secret machine in my entire life.
Ball one is lost.
I'm gonna.
No.
collect the kid here.
Jobbridge, we did ask about internet connectivity, and he did kind of give a response. It was kind of blanketed because he didn't want to let
Was it
too much information out. But yeah, that was addressed in chat.
Why is? No, all right, never mind. Not gonna.
Nice.
You guys ready for
Yeah.
after hours?
Yeah.
You know what, Chris? Yeah. I don't. So Jack says the game is done right now. Basically, by the game, don't expect anything more. Is what I got out of it. But we know how JJP rolls. I think we can expect more. I don't know. Don't get your hopes up. Don't buy. But what he said is, don't buy the game expecting more.
But here's the thing: every time you hear that, it seems like people or games wind up getting more. I mean, everybody thought Kiss LE was done. What happened? More code.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that. I don't know. I would think if I were to place bets that there would probably be more code updates on it.
I'd bet on that.
All right, we are in the after hours segment here. And thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Flip N Out Pinball streaming network. Thanks to Zach and Nicole Many for allowing us to stream all the new
Thanks,
games
guys.
here out of the Special When Lit Pinball Podcast Studios. Thanks for Steve Beatty for stopping by and streaming with us, as he always does. Thank you, Bill Webb, so far for sticking around. I know it's a late night for you and an early morning.
I got about 23 minutes. Then we're going
Good times.
going home.
Good times.
Not that I want to, but
Nobody wants to go home.
being up at 4:30 kind of cramps your
Closing
style.
time. But it is the reveal of Wonka on the stream, so we're going to keep the party going here a little bit longer. And again, thanks for all the generosity tonight.
It's just
in chat.
amazing.
It's
with,
been nuts.
With
It's been nuts.
follows and bits and
It's been crazy.
Joe Fox, PinQuest,
Yes. All
Southwest
those guys.
Pennsylvania Penheads, and I can't even read the rest of it because
Very humbling.
it's cut off. But thank you, everybody.
We went through a little list earlier, and we'll give some shout-outs at the end of the show. For those of you that don't know who we are, I am Ken, and this is Bill. We host the Special When Lit Pinball Podcast out of Chicago. It's a weekly pinball podcast. So if you've never listened to a podcast before, we just uploaded our 1-year anniversary show, and it kind of recaps everything we've done over the year and what we're all about. So I encourage you to go to our Facebook page, Special When Lit Pinball Podcast, or specialwhenlitpinballpodcast.com, and check out that episode. And hopefully you find it as enjoyable as we did recording it. Now, if anybody wants to come and call in, you can call us at 630-283-2888. Numbers there right below there. We'll get you on the air and we'll talk some pinball. Now, we've got a lot of people that have been recurring calls for the first couple of weeks that we've done this, and let's see who we have on the line right now. I have a missed call, so whoever tried calling, let's do that again.
We have 12 missed calls.
Usually we kick off with Zach. So, Zach, if you are here, I would love to have you come on the show here and say hello to everybody. Let everybody know how they can get their Wonkas, because it's exciting to have the pin. The what am I missing
just
here?
reading some comments, and I thought they were pretty.
I think Zach's blowing off the fireworks in Disney World.
Is that what he's doing?
Absolutely, dude. Hopefully, man, he's got to
Is-
enjoy
is
his
it
trip, dude.
Disney World, right? Not Disneyland.
No, I don't know.
No, they're in Florida, so it's World.
So it's World.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm gonna reboot the. Hold on a second here.
I'm gonna reboot the Stephen Bill.
There we go. Hello, thanks for calling the Flip N Out streaming network.
Cheer up, Canada. It's still fucking Willy Wonka pinball.
Oh, hey,
Hey, now.
what's up, brother?
How's it going, guys?
What's up, Zach? How are you, man?
Dude.
Zach
it's-
Many
it's
joins us.
Great to hear your voices. Yeah, you guys are slaying it right now. This is unbelievable. I have like 150 different thank yous, but most of them are just each and every one of these sexy son of a bitches in chat. Thanks, chat.
It's a sexy chat tonight, man.
is, it
Everyone
is,
has
Loaded.
gone crazy style, and a lot of generosity tonight. A lot of great questions. A lot of good spirits.
Oh my God! Did you?
It's been fun.
You guys were chatting with Jack. Did you see the biddy wars going on?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Don't be talking to me about me like that.
It was tough, man, because I was talking about it earlier. I mean, you want to acknowledge all this happening, and you really, out of respect to Jack, I didn't want to interrupt him every 10 seconds.
Yeah, thanks for the yeah.
So it
Hence
was
the
hard
thumbs
for
up.
us to do that. So I try to catch everybody up, get up to speed on that, and it's amazing. I was having a hard time
that's
focusing.
what my job is, Ken. I had you all back.
Thank
in
you,
chat.
man.
Thank you,
thanking
brother.
everybody for the bit wars going down, and even for
Bit
those
wars.
who just contributed with chat, man. That was fantastic. This is a stream. This is like an epic stream, man. This is what streaming should be. It's not just playing pinball. It's about chatting as well.
The streaming's only as good as the chat. I mean, in all honesty, and the chat's been rolling all night long. I mean, when we're having a hard time keeping up, that means that chat's on fire. So you guys are all doing a great job. Everyone's doing a
Yeah,
great
I just
job.
wanted to always, start this thing off, this crazy after hours shit, with calling in, even though I'm on vacation.
Yeah,
and so I
buddy.
told the wife, the kids, I was like, go to freaking bed now.
Yeah, right. You're getting
No,
some ice right now in the hotel, right? As you're on your cell phone, calling into the Flipping Out streaming network.
I'm just looking to get some clean towels. I'll be back in a minute.
Whatever it takes.
The truth is,
get some
anytime
ice.
all of us in chat can come and hang out in one place every single week.
Agreed.
No
That's great.
bullshit. I mean, does it get better than that? That is a vacation. Each
no.
and every week.
It is.
It is, dude. It's definitely an escape from reality.
A Monday
That said, dude,
vacation.
I know how much you put into everything you do.
Absolutely.
So if you wouldn't have joined us tonight, I would have been relieved that you actually took time for you to do your thing. But thank you for being here. So and
Even better reason for me to join on vacation because this is I look forward to this every week. And simple plug, quick plug before I let you guys go.
Absolutely.
I just want to I want to ask everybody. I already said it in chat, but honestly, if you guys are considering a new pinball machine or an Escalera stair climbing hand truck, don't hate in chat because I'm plugging this. Chill out. Give me a shot. I can guarantee you this: if you give me a shot that first time, I can guarantee you that second, third, fourth, 12th pin, I'd like to think you're going to come back.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. Just give Nicole and I a shot at that, and we'll be ever grateful.
I have said before, because I bought 2 pins from you, I put my personal reputation on the line as like just a person that you will have a overly positive pinball experience purchasing from Zach and Flipping Out. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm buddies with you, man, because I associate myself with people that I trust and people that I think are good people, and you fill all those gaps. And on top of it, you're a badass distributor, and that's no lie. Please consider with confidence if you're in the market
right.
for a pinball machine.
I'm gonna that's my plug. Sorry, guys. I just especially Ken, Bill, Beatty, you guys should be super proud of what you're doing right now. You guys were fantastic. Another big, huge thanks to Jersey Jack himself for giving
Absolutely.
us the time
Yeah, dude,
tonight.
that was awesome. Yep.
That was phenomenal. And Joe Katz, crazy. Joe Katz in chat. Yeah.
Was Joe in
hanging
chat?
there.
I didn't even see Joe in chat. Where was Joe?
Yeah. Joe, I think he's JJP Live right now.
Oh, okay.
Is
Well-
that or it's Menu? I'm not sure.
I
But
thought it was Eric.
JJP Live in chat. Thanks, you guys.
You
Let's
think-
have a fun after hours. People, you guys need to call in
Yeah.
right now.
Oh yeah, time to call in.
Oh, no,
Okay,
it is
so
Joe.
it is Joe. What's up,
Okay.
Joe? Now, I talked
I'll
to
talk,
Joe.
is
I'll
Jay.
talk to you guys in a bit, okay?
All right, yeah, good times, man. Thanks.
Thanks, Zach.
I talked
See
to
you, man.
Joe.
Bye.
I
buddy.
exchanged some emails today with Joe Katz, and we might see Joe Katz come in the studio and do a little streaming
Nice.
with some Wonka and get him on the mics. And I think, Joe, we might just be trying to see if we can get a date that works out for you, right, buddy? So that'll be pretty awesome, man, to have Joe on. In any event,
got to throw a shout out to Rob, our buddy Rob. He's watching. He was Wookie Jeep. So
Rob, thanks for watching, man. Hey, thanks for calling the Flip N Out Pinball Streaming Network. Please turn down your radio.
We cannot hear you.
Can you hear us? Because we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up? Who's this?
This is your favorite pinball podcaster.
Oh, Jeff Teolis. Thanks
right.
for calling the show, man.
All right,
Teolis.
yeah. No, it's head-to-head pinball. This is Marty. No, so, question, guys.
What's up?
First of all, that was awesome. That was awesome, and I'm so happy Jack gave an hour and answered all the questions. So I guess the question I have is this, and I know Joe's on the horn too.
Okay.
Where do you think we got an answer on the synchronization of clips with audio, especially since Wonka is a musical in which people remember all those iconic scenes and songs? And I'm just wondering if you guys felt like they answered that, because I still feel like we get a half answer where, like, it's all, Jack said, like, a lot of it's in there, and then he's like, game is done, but then the game might not be done. And I'm just curious, for people buying this, do you think they got what they need to know?
A fair enough question, I think. I think Jack said consider the game done, but I mean, I don't think that necessarily we should not count on any code updates. I think if there's some feedback that's being offered, that all that will be into consideration. And I think it really goes down to the approach of the game by any one individual, where I think something should sound like this. Chris, you think something should sound like this, and somebody that's on the machine thinks it sounds like this. So there's so many different ways to kind of go about the pinball machine. I don't know if there is a definitive answer at this point on how that all ties together. So, I mean, for the lack of a better term, I think we almost kind of have to wait and see what happens if that's what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know that there's any right or wrong or definitive answer either way, to be honest. I mean, and that doesn't help you because right.
Then I'll let you go. Would you guys like to see it synced up more often?
Yeah, well, there are parts in the pinball machine where I think would lend themselves well to syncing up some of the audio and the video, and maybe removing some of the sounds during some of the action. And the Wonka Tania Mania mode is chilling as is, and I think with a couple tweaks, it would appeal even greater to me. But if it didn't happen, I don't know that I would be disappointed in that.
A little bit more of that. You know, as you're playing, you're not watching the screen the whole time, anyways.
Yeah.
So as you're playing, I mean, it's a different experience. Like you're seeing on the stream,
Absolutely.
You're seeing both. You're seeing the screen and the gameplay.
Right.
You want them to sync up.
Right. I want to thank you guys. It was awesome tonight. I think Brenda's mad at me because I dedicated like the entire night to watching. So I probably have to go like.
Hey, do
I'm
yourself
going to be in makeup mode tomorrow.
Pinball night.
Do yourself a favor and go strawberry picking with her over the weekend.
Oh, jeez. Can you pick
I'll
strawberries?
do that. Guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. It was so much fun.
Thanks,
All right,
brother.
thanks,
I appreciate
Chris.
you stopping in, man.
Later.
All right.
Yeah, good times. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I can see his point, and from everything that I've heard him talk about from the beginning of this game, like he's had this vision in his head on how he wanted this kind of exploratory mission through the chocolate factory.
For sure.
And something that ties in the musical moments with the modes and this, that, and the other thing. And where
everybody's going to have their own
yeah,
things though that they're going to want to
Like
see.
Jack said, consider it done right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like it, buy it.
Unless you're Red Cross or UNICEF or some
But you can
charity
almost,
helping
you can almost
children,
count on them.
you're never going to make
You
anyone
can almost
happy.
count on them. You know,
I mean,
with the
look
code
at all,
updates.
and he was just saying they just updated Wizard of Oz.
I know.
It's like
So
7-8-year-old pinball
is that-
machine.
is that not a hint?
I think that's the exciting thing
Is that
about
not
the
a hint?
games.
I mean, come
is
on.
that you will see them evolve.
7
You'll
years
see
from
things.
now, we're going to be seeing Willy Wonka
Yeah.
updates, possibly.
So it's fun. Did Joe really? Did he fly off chat? Somebody said he left. So hopefully he's still here. Joe, good times. Good times. So what else is going on here?
I like Dennis UNICEF Creasel. That's going to
Is that
stick
what it is?
there, Dennis.
Oh,
So
Hey,
Grandpa Joe bed
whatever
scene.
it takes.
Half the movies, the grandparents laying in bed.
Bedpan
we don't-
multi-ball. That's awesome.
Bedpan.
Good times. Good times. So what are your initial impressions after getting some games on it tonight?
I still love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this one's set up a little brutaler than I'm used to, but
That's
Brutaler?
brutaler.
I like that.
Brutaler. That'll be our next T-shirt.
It's a little brutaler. Right.
Yeah, some dude with a baseball bat running on the back of the T-shirt.
Exactly.
No, you know what? Honestly, I still love the game, man. I mean, I still think this is very fitting for them as a company and the way that it was executed.
It's a family pin.
It is. It's timeless.
Very family friendly.
Timeless. So, what are your thoughts? Well, here, let's ask Steve. What are your thoughts? Well, you bought it, so I mean, you're
yeah. Obviously, I'm in. I think it will progress code wise. I can trust JJP to keep moving the bar forward with each game. But man, the shots are great. This one is set up a little brutal.
What do you mean this one? Like you played 9 Willy Wonkas and this is a hard ass one?
I don't know.
It's not set up difficult. Like the legs have,
you know what?
The leg levelers are all down to the bottom where I think they're supposed to be.
This game is made for location, right?
Oh, that's where we're gonna get now.
Dude, then there goes the ugly Bill's voice head again. So we'll drop that.
Oh, what's that? Oh no. There we go.
So I'm supposed to look like a lumberjack.
You just look like Kevin from The Office.
I never watched The Office, so.
Oh, The Office is great.
Oh, well.
No. That's okay.
Hey, you know, I've never tried heroin, so I don't know what I'm missing there either. Right?
We need more time on this.
We do.
Next Monday.
Well, thankfully, we'll be here again next week and the week after, and we'll be streaming the same game.
Yep.
And I really hope, Joe, I know you're still here, and that's awesome. I hope you come in, man, because I would like to see when we went into JJP, and we'll sit down, we watch these guys. We watch Joe Katz. We played a game. We were in there. We played a game with Joe Katz, Eric Minier, myself, and Steve Beatty. And man, it's just like you're watching a tutorial and make everything look so easy.
They're both like, oh, go for this, go for that, go for that. You're like, oh.
Yeah. No, we played the LE and we played the standard edition at JJP Bensonville because they have a satellite office out here where they've got a separate team of designers and stuff out there. The production's all in Jersey, so it's again Chicagoland, pinball mecca of the world. It's all still kind of coming out here, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, all the designers and stuff are out here. A lot of them anyway.
Perhaps the capital.
Dennis says I can't do brick shot; it would be too toxic. Yeah, Chris, if you're still here, maybe we get a little brick shot and see what we have coming on here.
Oh, this is Dr. John. I'm willing to bet.
Thanks for calling the Flip N Out Network. What's up?
Hello.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, mate. Very good. Love the stream in between patients. Didn't get to see it all.
Is it in between patients? That's awesome, man. Now I know why the doctor waiting room is so damn long. Because everyone's watching pinball streams.
You don't want to go on on a Monday night for whatever reason. They're backed up on Monday night.
Right. Dr. John, what's up, buddy?
I was wondering, I got the LE on order for Willy Wonka. Have you lifted up the play field and had a look underneath yet?
Yeah, I have.
I'm wondering about those little LED lights. Are they on a board or are they all individual little lights?
I believe those are a board, if I remember correctly. And if Joe's in chat and he can correct me or not, I think I do remember seeing those on like individual boards because they kind of make that circular star set. Because I had to jump under there because I did install Penn Stadium lights for our stream. And I remember being back down there and checking that out. But if I am wrong, and if you want, Dr. John, if we don't get an answer here, I'll lift the playfield for you tomorrow and I'll just get back to you and let you know.
That's cool. Yeah, just wondering because it's new technology. You always love new technology.
I was going to say, is that like a decisive buying decision for you if it's individual LEDs or an LED board?
No. I've got a Wizard of Oz bolted to the floor at home. I've got a Pirates of the Caribbean bolted to the floor, and I'm sure this one's going to stay a long time as well. No, I'm just interested in how they did it. It gives a good light pattern, and I like to see Jack's always trying new things with the team there, and I'm just interested in what they did to make that, whether they are all individual LEDs or a light board shining through, or what they did. Do
you have any time on the game yet, Dr. John? Have you played it? Have you flipped it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I'll tell you what.
There's
it's a great pinball experience. It's different. It's fun. It's fresh, and it's attractive. It makes you feel like you want to keep playing, and that's important for me.
I'm looking at it now, and I want to go.
Yeah,
immersed in
play a little bit.
You feel immersed in the world when you're playing it. You know, I mean,
that's cool.
Even with the chat and us talking in the background, and that's always hard for me to be able to focus on playing pinball when there's this much going on. But you know, I mean, you still feel immersed in this game, and that's the kicker. I do have to ask you which Wizard of Oz you actually have, though, because that was a question in my mind.
I've got the rarest edition of Wizard of Oz, which is the what's it called? What do you call the Down Under Rescue Edition?
What is that?
Did you hear about that?
No.
That's the rarest of the rare. I paid my $12,000 to the importer that Jack used originally, who took everyone's money, and he sold his business. And the new owner said, "Wow, here's a whole stack of money sitting in an account, which is supposed to be in trust, and spend it on something else." So we all lost our money.
Wow. Sorry to hear that, man.
And Jack found out about it and very kindly built a limited number of rescue editions Down Under, which he shipped over at a discounted price, and there was some wheelings and dealings that went on to try to retrieve some of the money. So those of us who went in early and lost our bucks all ended up with it's pretty much the Emerald City edition without the wooden apron, but it's got the green rails, green sides, all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it's got the 5-volt light boards because it was early, but that was the very limited edition.
Very cool.
That's incredible, man. That's a great story. It's good that he's reached out and tried to take care of a wrong that wasn't necessarily his. So
I never knew about that.
No, that's right.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, no, he's very good. And, like I said, I dropped into his factory a few years ago and had a look at them all being built. And he's a lot of fun. He does drink all my booze, but a lot of fun.
According to him, he doesn't drink anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't drink anything.
Right. And maybe he's on the wagon these days. Who knows? We'll find out at Expo.
Well, he can't do cartwheels anymore, so I'm sure he can't drink much.
Right, exactly.
We'll do cartwheels.
Sober, no cartwheels.
Hey, sometimes it don't take much.
No, to snap a man.
Hey, man. So I appreciate you calling in, and I'm looking forward to your next segment on episode 60 of Special Inlet Pinball Podcast. You got a little spooky pinball update for us, right?
It's being recorded this evening, and a little plug for our YouTube channel. Emily and I uploaded Alice Cooper onto YouTube today.
Oh, nice.
If you want to look at a bit of Alice Cooper action.
So what's your YouTube channel?
Have a look at that.
Where can they find you?
Just type in Emily and Dr. John.
Fair enough. Emily and Dr. John on YouTube. Go check it out. Alice Cooper Nightmare Castle is uploaded. I love it, man.
Yep. It's uploaded. Great, guys. Keep it up, and I'll chat to you later.
You do the same.
Have a good night, brother.
Thanks for everything, Dr. John.
Later, Dr. John.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
Good times. Dr. John. He's a good guy, man. I'm happy he's associated himself with us. In our podcast. It's fun.
That is cool.
All right, man. Well, I think that's...
He says, we're still talking about some Ghostbusters code, looks like up there. Flip N Out Pinball says, he's talking to Dennis. We going to give the people a showdown next week? Come on, Den. So Dennis and Zach are co-hosting This Week in Pinball every other week, where Zach's the primary host, depending on who you ask. Chrono 861, Zach and Bill. Where's the Whirlwind High Scores at? Had a killer game on the line Sunday.
Dude, honestly, my game right now...
Bill doesn't even play his game, right? You just keep it in pristine museum condition.
So we had 8 people over. I allowed each person 2 games on my Whirlwind that I built.
Oh. Did they have special tokens?
No tokens. So...
Thanks for calling the Flip N Out Network. Hello?
Is it me you're
that was weird.
looking for?
That answered itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Whoa.
That was a little freaky. It's probably my wife. It's like,
so, yeah, honestly, we put
it down on that.
16 more games on it, so I think right now it's actually at 26 or, no, 28 games. So, yeah.
So, Lawler game.
It is a Lawler game.
yeah. A lot of Lawler games.
I love Lawler games.
I didn't realize really who Pat Lawler was when I first got into pinball, but I realized that I liked a lot of his games.
His style.
Yeah. So it's just kind of interesting to see. Without knowing who they are, you kind of tie yourself in with a manufacturer or with a designer. You are live on the Flip N Out Pinball Streaming Network. Who are we speaking with?
What's up, you maniacs?
God
hey,
damn
Dave.
It.
What's up, Dave?
Dave's coming in full.
Hey, Bill Webb, you've got 2 minutes and you've got to go.
You're my dude. You're my homeboy.
That's what Bill's like, Dave.
Good
Listen,
guy. Actually,
if they're not done by 10, I need you to call the
here.
emergency call. That's like when you want to get out
Bill,
of a date.
Like
Bill,
I'm the
you're on a blind
call.
date.
He's like,
right.
Dude, if it's 10 and you still see me,
good shit.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Go ahead and call me.
Hey, I got
Hey,
another
by the
minute
way-
for this call.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
what was I going to say?
Hey, thanks for calling in, Dave. That's awesome.
I was good. Hey, everybody. I was going to make a hot tub joke with Bill, but then I tripped over it. So
oh, okay.
I was going to tell him, Bill, the water's too hot in the hot tub, man. You got to get over here and turn it down.
Oh, that would be concerning.
Nice.
Actually.
Nice. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing, man. I said it to incinerate, so in case somebody comes over, at least they'll be sterile when they get out. Good times.
It's ball burning goodness.
Exactly, man. 106 is the way
hot
to
tub
be.
there right now. You jump into Chicago and you're cooling down. It's warm.
Oh, yeah. At least the guys that are doing the hot tub hopping, they can't procreate after they jump into the tub.
Exactly.
So we're waiting for a Pam Anderson story update from last week. As you remember, last week Dave was partying with Pam Anderson in the year 2002. And he had pictures that uploaded to prove it in Kid Rock's basement. So what's our story of the week, Dave? What do we have going on? And now this is all real stuff.
Oh, wow. You got to put me on the spot.
Oh, no. I thought you were calling with this story. If you have an actual
I think Dave was just calling to rescue me.
I was going to say, you guys put me on the friggin' spot. Geez. What do you want to hear? I got a...
well, let's just hear why you called in.
The secret... Oh, actually, I just want to talk more about that SE versus that the LE, because that's really been... That Wonka Vader's been a big point for a lot of people.
Yep.
Dave, love you. I will call you tomorrow and we will talk about this.
Bill's leaving.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bill,
Legit.
get out of here.
You told Bill what time it was.
Or?
He got to go.
No, these guys can stay, but it's a safety hazard if I stay up too late, so we can't do that.
I got it, man.
No, Bill. Yeah, no, that's cool, Bill. I'll talk to you about that.
All right, Jay, love you too, bro. Ken, enjoy the show.
Oh, all right, guys. I'm sticking around, guys. I'll be here.
Nah.
All right.
All the viewers drop. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
Wow, I guess I just cleared out the frickin'. So
no, just me.
I make children come. I make babies come early, I clear out a room.
Okay.
Well, all right, listen. All right, so I'm going to dictate this story because I know this story that you're going to tell right now. Okay.
Well, it's a question,
and it's not too long of a story, but it's a great story if he wants to tell it. Your Arkansas trip that ended early.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Are we doing the Wonka Vader, or are we starting an Arkansas story?
I'm leaving.
This is from the guy that needs to leave.
Do you want to hear a story, or do you want to talk pinball?
Bill's like,
either way,
here's a 20-minute story from Dave.
He just story bombed us. He's like, all right, I'm out of here. By the way, tell that 45-minute story, and then he leaves.
It's not 45 minutes.
What is that?
No, basically.
Hey,
no.
Do you guys want to hear that story, or do you want to talk about pinball?
No, let's keep
it pinball, and then let's do the Arkansas story next week, if you don't mind.
Actually, the Arkansas story, the anniversary of that is July 3rd. It's my son's birthday. But anyhow, yeah, let's talk Wonka Vader.
All right, let's go Wonka Vader.
Did Bill walk out now? See, here's the thing. I can't watch. I talk to you guys on my phone, and I watch it on my phone, so I have no idea.
Okay, no problem.
What's going on your show?
Bill is gone.
Saying something, read it to me. Okay, bye, Bill.
Bill's gone.
Drive safely.
Okay. Yeah, he's gone.
So what's your take on that? It's because really everybody who's got a basement right now. That's the question on that SE versus that LE, is that Wonka? Did you feel like you missed it today?
I absolutely missed seeing it in the upper left part of the standard. They did a good job filling the machine, but knowing what I'm comfortable seeing with the LE in the upper left corner for me, because I'm the type of guy that if something's missing out of a game, even if it's not ridiculously important, I feel like I'm always gonna feel like I'm missing it. That's why I went for. I went LE.
It should be there.
Yeah. Does the price justify it? I don't know. Because it is a functioning mech. It does fill the upper left corner of the game. They have the virtual lock for the Wonka Vader multi-ball on the standard edition. So I mean, that's there. Hey, Catfish Hammer, thanks for following the Flip N Out Pinball channel.
Yeah, buddy.
So I think it just kind of depends. Are you a pro guy or are you a premium guy? Like I'm not like a high end guy with like super collector edition. I just can't afford it. It's not in the budget.
But Ken, do you think it's missing as much as the upper playfield on Black Knight?
No. I don't.
No.
I don't think that it does not affect gameplay in that way. So if that's where you're going, I would say no, it's not. I mean, the standard is solid. It's a solid pinball machine, and really, I mean, there's a trim level difference. There's an art package difference on the cabinet and on the back glass, and then you've got that Wonka Vader lock that's back there, and I like seeing it back there. So I don't know. Can everybody justify that as an add-on for that LE tier? No, but I can, and that's why I decided to go LE.
We got a lot of LE buyers, though.
KRH.
I want to make a statement on
2314. Thanks for following.
Because I've been listening. Obviously, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I've said it before. Everybody, make sure you play the game at least 5 times before you give a verdict on anything, because like what happened with Pirates, a lot of people crapped on it, and I was an early player, and now everybody's saying it's the greatest pin of all time because they finally got to play it.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing a lot of, it doesn't have the clips, and you know what? I played it at MGC. I played it at another place as well, and it shoots great. It's a great game. Do I miss the audio clips? I never once felt like there was something missing.
What does that
on
say?
That game.
What does that say though, Dave, about this game? The clips maybe don't match up with the audio.
They do it some scenes, but not throughout the pin.
But you don't need it, right?
It doesn't affect your playing experience.
It
might affect your experience
really
when you're standing
doesn't.
behind the other guy.
Exactly.
Pinball.
The game is
Pinball
the game is
1967.
fabulous.
Thanks for the follow. Sorry, Dave. I'm trying to keep up with everybody that's following. I appreciate it. And Taco Pizza, thanks for the bits. I know you're not watching, you're listening. So if you hear some weird stuff going on, that's what's happening.
No, it was funny because when everybody was going bit crazy, I'm like, what is that noise? Because I really don't even watch the streams. I honestly don't. I put it on the table and I do stuff. So I was hearing that noise in the background when everybody was throwing those bits, and I was like, what is going on? It was pandemonium for a while.
It's like, hey, this is a code update for Wonka that's got some laser stuff going on. But yeah, man.
I thought Jack was doing some weird stuff in the background.
It was great having Jack in chat. I hope that you enjoyed listening to him. But I honestly think you can't make a bad decision on the model that you buy on Willy Wonka if you just like a fun pinball experience. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't get a chance to play the SE, but it's solid. I mean, it's another winner, and yeah, like Steve was saying, this is a great time to be into pinball. Seriously, looking forward to seeing what comes next. And
yeah, buddy,
they're setting the bar. And the bar keeps getting higher and higher. And I love the fact that we're complaining about little things like audio clips not matching up when it's like, we got audio clips. You guys have Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that ever would have happened? So this is fantastic. Looking forward to the next dream pin to pop up. And yeah, no, great job, guys. I got, it's unbelievable show. It was just fantastic. You guys should all just sit back, and this was a great one.
Dude, thanks.
Awesome,
thanks for checking in, man. Thanks for the kind
Appreciate
words.
it,
It's always good when you contribute, man, in chat, and
really is.
We can always count on your call during the after hours, brother. So thanks a lot, Dave. Thanks for what you're doing for pinball, man.
Keep it up, you maniacs.
Yeah, we will, brother. Be good.
Peace out, bro.
We gotta have you out. We're gonna have you out the stream here soon. Thanks, Dave.
So Rorden asks, what are bits?
Yeah, so bits are essentially, and I'm still new to this, but if you wanted to donate to the channel, you can take real currency and turn into virtual currency that you could then give to a channel out of appreciation that then can be transferred over to physical currency for the people that are hosting the channel. So I think a bit is a penny. So Dr. John, thank you for the 100 bits. So essentially, Dr. John just threw us a United States dollar, man, and out of the goodness of his heart. Nobody has to do that. We don't expect any of that, but it was just nice to see a lot of bits flying all through the place tonight. And I got to credit Jersey Jack for coming on the show and making that appearance. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
good
great.
times. But we're gonna take a couple more calls. Are you good till 10:30 or no?
I'm good.
You got another 20 minutes in you?
I'm very good.
If anybody else wants to call in, talk some
Weird
Wonka,
too.
talk some pinball, talk some anything really, we're good to go. Big thanks to Flip N Out Pinball again. Zach and Nicole, thanks for letting us stream these games.
Yeah, guys.
In our special Inlay Pinball Podcast studios because it's fun. We're trying to offer something a little bit different in regards to streaming, and that is just having kind of a live banter podcast while we do these streams. We have guests in studio, and we have guests on our phone lines, and it's just I don't know, man. I'm liking it. It's starting to feel more comfortable to me now.
It is. For me too.
I never
Like,
felt
you
comfortable playing pinball.
Well, like you guys do the podcast.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
And you're.
And this is
I
Steve
don't know.
Beatty. Steve Beatty's
I don't know how long it
he's our
takes
close buddy.
to get comfortable with that.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah,
I mean, the nice thing when you're recording a podcast is you don't necessarily have to be comfortable with it because you can re-record as many times as you want. When you're on a pinball stream, there's just a lot of things that are going on, and it can make you feel a little uncomfortable. But like I'm feeling pretty good, and it's because of everybody in chat, man. You guys are all
chat's kicking it.
Yeah, everybody's good to go. So yeah, a bit is a penny. That is correct. Slap Save says forward slash me. Not sure what that is. Dennis, he's got another 20 hours in that brew. Lord of the Ring Breath, my favorite handle. I want a powder coat. Oh, it just left. Oh, Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead with 100 bits. Man, thank you. You had a pretty generous evening in the bits department there, Southwest Pennsylvania.
Yeah, buddy.
Pinhead. So we're gonna absolutely have to hook up with you when you come to Expo and get you some beers. So we'll save your bits and then we'll
Convert
bring
them
back
to
to you. Actually, we can't do that because it
Ursh.
goes back into the stream. So it is good times. What else do we have here? There's some banter going back and forth between some people here. Zach from Flip N Out Pinball says JJP's making an innovative pinball.
Damn
Flip N
straight.
Out Pinball and Special Lit is making innovative pinball streaming. I like that.
Sure shit.
Now, a lot of the things that we do have been implemented at times on other streams, but I think what we're doing now is on a more consistent basis than anybody's ever done. And where it might not be cutting edge, the drive is there to be different and on a consistent basis. Loser Kid 3 wants to know why he's a dick.
Hooked on pinball.
Hooked on pinball.
Ken, what color would you do the powder coat if?
Oh, that's a good
If
question.
you had one.
What color would you do the powder coat
would
on
you
an
do
SE if
powder
you had
coat?
one? So I saw a nice blue powder coat, and I've seen like
Well, it's
I don't
not the LE is blue, right?
I think the LE is blue, and then the collector edition is like it's a candy apple gloss red,
I don't think I've seen
like
that.
metallic flake. It's crazy. Depending on the artwork, because I think the trim level has to be like a complement of a color within the art package, but I almost think like a golden edition Wonka wouldn't be a horrible looking pin. Not maybe a yellow, but something that's like a brass.
Yeah.
You know, would be kind of like a gold plated would be kind of cool. So I mean, that's just one of those things. Blue Sparkle, Joe says, yep. So blue sparkle's on the LE, which is pretty awesome. Now, when you're seeing these trim levels, you have to see them in person because again, you look at these pictures, you look at the streams, you can't really see it.
So have we seen? We've seen the LE is
Bye,
kind
Rarden.
of what they're bringing around to the shows.
Well, I mean, I think what they were bringing around the shows were those initial
the
games, and I think that there wasn't anything that was collectively complete.
Yep.
So there were elements of all the pins in the few traveling games. So now we're going to see what is final.
For sure.
Which is pretty cool. Chrono 861 is asking JJP Live, when will they see the CE Playfield artwork? Got another call coming in to the Flippin' Out.
We did not ask Jack that.
There we go. Thanks for joining us on the Flippin' Out Pinball Streaming Network.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Who's this?
What up?
This is Loser Kid. I was calling to congratulate you guys, even though Bill's already bounced out. But
Hey, what's up,
Bill
Josh?
gotta go.
dude, fan freaking tastic on your 1 year anniversary episode. That was great stuff.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you listen. I know you just recently uploaded an interview with Keith Elwin, right? On your latest episode of Loser Kid Pinball Podcast.
I am a little offended, though. I know I don't swear, but
Yeah.
you could at least let me come up with some kind of roast for you guys.
I didn't want to put you on the spot, Josh. I didn't want you to feel awkward. I reached out to people that I knew didn't like us, so it made it easier.
You did well.
I thought we're buddies, so I didn't want to put you in a bad spot.
Oh, yeah, we are buddies. We are buddies. I get it. I know Creasel and Jason Fowler, they secretly envy you guys to the point that they probably were spitting truth for themselves.
Yeah.
because of,
I don't know if envy is the word I would use with Dennis or Jason in regards to us, but it's all in good fun. It's nice having a little, I don't know, just we're all kind of in it to do the same thing. So it's fun that we all get along. We can have conversations. You can call up us on a stream, and I can email you on a show, and it's just good times like that. I like it.
Well, and honestly, you guys, I appreciate the standard you guys have raised. I mean, look a year ago before you guys started. There was good shows out there, but I think the bar has now been raised of what we should be doing. I know that Scott and I are pretty lazy ourselves, but
No, man, that's not true at all. How many episodes do you guys have right now?
we are up to 12.
So you're 12 episodes in, and you already had Eric Minier on your show for an interview, and then now you have Keith Elwin on your show for an interview. So, I mean, you've got everything going for you at this point, man. You got the trust of the industry, and you got people coming on the show. That's what it's all about.
Good stuff.
Very true.
So good job.
You need to hear all
Keep it
those,
up.
those tasty little secrets that Keith Elwin was telling us. So,
Oh, see, there we go. So what's Keith Elwin's next pin?
He said Golden Girls was for sure in his lineup. He wanted to do that one. So.
Which one? Golden Girls?
Golden Girls. He was talking to me. They really want to. They were.
Why is that a joke? I don't understand the Golden Girls joke at all. Did I miss like a post somewhere where it was funny, or I just don't get the Golden Girls stuff?
I think it's like a year or two ago. They were revealing quote unquote pins, and one of them was Golden Girls. And then the Belgian
My
Times
Little
chapter
Pony.
up in Washington.
Lord, Lord of the Ring Breath is bringing up My Little Pony.
Yep. That's a
The
count.
Bells and Chimes up in Washington, they really want a Golden Girls. I don't know if you know Jessica DiNardo from a Pinball Podcast, but she's like, we shouldn't joke about that. That's like a legit, people want that pin. So
that would have to be
all
pretty,
right, then.
pretty limited edition, I think. I mean, I don't know who.
I know.
That would have to be like a homebrew or a retheme.
I don't know. It might do better than Munsters, but I could be wrong.
Oh, well, you just after he has a Stern employee on a show, he's ripping the company. So nice. Welcome to podcasting, Josh. You're fitting right in perfectly.
I'm getting a text
And it's
from
over
Zach
for
Truck
you.
right now. Crap.
Right. So tell us about Oktoberfest as a theme. How's that working out for you?
We'll go ahead and edit this live.
Right. Dennis says poor monsters. Josh, man, I appreciate you calling in. It's always good seeing you in chat every single week, and it's good corresponding with you during the week when we go through our little podcast conversations. So I appreciate it, man, and thanks for what you're doing for Pinball Brother. Thanks for bringing it.
You're welcome,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Thank you guys, too.
All right, man. We'll catch you in a little bit. Thanks, Josh.
Peace.
All right.
Good times.
Peace.
All right. So it's always good. Josh, Roop, and Scott Larson are the hosts of Loser Kid Pinball Podcast. So we recommend giving them a listen. I'm Ken Cromwell. My co-host Bill Webb, especially when Lit Pinball Podcast is left. But this is
gone.
my partner in crime and stunt double, Steve Beatty.
Boo, boo, boo.
When I have a bad game, it's Steve, and when I have a good game, it's me. So that's just how we do it. Get another call coming into the Flip N Out Pinball Network here. Hey, thanks for joining us on the Flip N Out Pinball Streaming Network.
Well, hello, guys. This is Jobber. Skip Natty wanted me to call in.
Hey, what's up, Jobber? How are you,
Jobber?
man? You starting
Not a whole hell of a lot.
some
I got
trouble
into
tonight,
it
or
with,
what?
Somebody in the chat earlier, but I'll leave them out of this.
You're starting a little trouble in chat, huh? You get a little fisticuffs?
Starting a little trouble, but you know what? I'll tell you this much. You guys ever seen the movie Jerry Maguire?
Sure.
Show me the money.
Okay. Yep. So you want to know the answer to why we don't have clips that sync with the actual video?
Yeah, go Jobber, go.
Show me the money. They have to. So what happens with these things is when a company like Jersey Jack gets a license to Pirates of the Caribbean or Willy Wonka or anything like that, they are not dealing with the movie studio. They're dealing with the consumer products company.
Sure.
Okay. So what they have to do is they have a certain amount of assets available to make this game with. Photographs, pictures that they have the rights for, the logo, certain assets like this, that, and the other thing. They don't have assets to all of their individual assets of that particular thing, or at least unlimited access to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they wanted to get film clips, like let's say they wanted to have that scene in Willy Wonka where they are, and I don't know because I have not seen many of the video clips. I only saw the game at Midwest Gaming Classic, so I can't say. But if they wanted that clip where they are going down the tunnel, and Gene Wilder's going, "Is it sun?" And I don't remember
the crazy scene going on.
Yeah, Wonkatania.
Yeah, I hated the movie as a kid, so I don't remember much of it.
Well, let me tell you where you can get your LE, Jobber. Hold on a second. No, go.
You're gonna, yeah. Well,
Go
my
ahead.
LE, I already have that actually. I wrote
Nice.
Zach a third-party bad check tonight.
Attaboy. Bounce that baby all the way to the bank.
At the
Boing.
Yeah, at the only place I do that with. So, anyways, long story short,
Poor
they
Zach.
got to pay a shitload. They've got to pay a shitload of money.
Yeah.
It'd probably cost them anywhere between $500,000 and $1 million. And I think I would rather have that put into a good game. And
Okay.
that's
agree.
the cheapest answer to it. And I've worked for Warner Brothers, so I have a basis on knowing this kind of
So
stuff.
some
'Cause
insider
even
information,
things,
yeah.
Nice.
Even things inside the studio you couldn't do unless you paid money.
Yeah.
Makes
Wow.
sense.
So-
Makes sense. So
Yeah, it's unfortunate the way it is. They don't call it show friends; it's called show business.
That's the way it
everything's
is.
very segmented, so it'd be virtually impossible to gather all the assets on a pinball budget.
Absolutely. And like
Okay.
you look at something like Pirates of the Caribbean, they would not only have to pay, they would have to come up with a SAG-AFTRA agreement for each of the actors. Okay, so not just Johnny Depp. So they pay Johnny Depp a certain amount of money. Then they've got to do the same with Jeffrey Rush and Keira Knightley and you name it. And that's the way it goes.
So people just think you're getting the entire movie, and you can just pull things from that movie. That's not how it goes at all.
And I see that would be if they made 5,000 pins. They didn't make 5,000 pirates.
Sure.
So the reality is if they make 5,000, and if they make 5,000, great. They're going to have probably quite a few in inventory until they're able to do that. So it's,
Okay. Hello?
Okay, yeah.
Are you getting distracted there a little bit, Chopper?
I'm getting distracted by
He's multitasking. He's talking to us and he's reading chat.
A little chat room, are you?
I know.
I'm reading the chat, and I might be a little bit before you or after you.
No, I think we're all in real time.
But in 1969, they were set up that way. It's SAG-AFTRA rules.
Sure.
A lot of those things went into it. You can read up about it. It's just the way it is. And if, hey, you know what? You don't want to agree with me, you don't have to agree with me. It's the way it works.
Do you think there's, because I know enough about licensing and movie assets to know that it is segmented. So, I mean, is there a reason, like, for instance, is there a reason why, no, I guess there's not. I guess everybody wants clarification, but it's been discussed. But I think in this specific instance, there are some direct questions that some people are just wanting some direct answers for. And, and I think that's where there's a little bit of, there's follow-up questions and follow-up questions. So,
and what it is too is that they'll have these packages together to go out to these licensors.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if I wanted to make a Willy Wonka birthday theme thing that would come with like a DVD and all this kind of stuff, so your kid could have a Willy Wonka birthday party, and God knows why in the world you would want to do that. But anyways,
it's a world of imagination, John.
Available to them, and it's a lot of times it is clips without the audio, clips without their stuff, all that kind of stuff. And trust me, these contracts get changed from 1969 on, so it's not the original contract from 69. Anyways, I'm trying to not get distracted by chat, but whatever the situation is.
Hey, Jobber, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to finish the conversation here on the stream. don't look at chat.
I will turn
Imagine yourself.
I will turn
away
the
from
other
the
way.
Chat. All right. Because I like where you're going with this. You're speaking with experience, so I appreciate the insight. This is good.
No, that's huge.
Absolutely, and it just and here's the way that it works on with this stuff too.
Okay.
Even if like, let's say hypothetically 1969, they all signed contracts, blah blah blah, signed their life away. Who knows what the situation is? The fact of the matter is those contracts, and the reason why in 2008 there was almost a SAG-AFTRA contract strike, is that a lot of these actors, as long as they are in the union or have been a part of the union or whatever the situation is, they are constantly going and finding new ways of getting money brought into them. So one of the things that was to stick up in the 2008 situation was streaming rights. And because that was becoming a big thing, and obviously we all see how it has changed significantly in the last 10 years as far as that type of stuff is concerned.
Right.
So the fact of the matter is, you still have to, like, if I wanted to make an Elvis Presley pin and I wanted to have clips from Viva Las Vegas in there, which I'm not sure if that is a movie of his or not, but I'm not going to look it up right now.
Okay. No problem.
I would have to go to his estate and get approval from that. And with a lot of the Wonka clips, it all involves Gene Wilder. You have to talk to his estate. And they might have an agreement with the estate that says, hey, you can use these certain images from Willy Wonka for future use and all that type of stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen their contract. Neither has the other person who's saying I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So the reality is that's most likely the reason why that is happening that way is it's all about the money. If you want to increase the budget of the game, and if we want to have games balloon to being $10, $20 million to make, good luck on any of these companies existing. So I would rather have a Willy Wonka pin that's fun to shoot than have voices sync with the video.
I think it's hard, too, to speculate how many pins are going to be sold. So it's hard to take a total amount of money that's going to be dumped into assets and be able to say, well, because we're going to sell 5,000 pins, it's only going to cost $100.
Yeah, you want to err
because
on the
if a pin only sells 1,000, now
Yeah.
that's gone to $500 a pin,
Yeah.
and now you've kind of affected the bottom line.
For sure.
And the reality of the situation is, too, is when you are looking at this, too, they aren't looking for a blanket number. They are looking for how many actually get sold.
Okay.
So that percentage, like let's say if hypothetically Johnny Depp has a rider to get a 2% share of every JJP Pirates of the Caribbean pin sold. Okay, he gets paid on the 1 through 1,000 plus whatever the lump sum they agreed to.
Okay.
And then they might have to go back and pay him for the ones that they didn't produce. So I don't know. I don't know what their contracts are, but I do know how these licensing things work, and it's all about money. They don't look at it as promotion. They don't look at Disney Disney does, because Disney still has Pirates of the Caribbean as a active brand. But I guarantee you, after Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I was working at Warner Brothers when that was made, that was such a disaster. The studio wants nothing to do with that IP ever again, beyond slot machines, pinball machines. Yeah. So let's be happy that we have it and go from there. I can live. I know if I want to watch the movie, I can go up to my theater and I can pop in the Blu-ray and I can watch it in my theater.
Yeah.
So, that's the way I look at it. Yeah, I would love to have there be unlimited access to these assets, but the reality of the situation, they don't, and it's just the way it goes.
Right on.
Hey, you know what, man? Very educational and direct phone call, man. I appreciate you addressing everything that you did tonight, and it's always good seeing you in the stream and chat every single week, brother. Thank you.
No, and tonight I was mighty irritated because of the news that came out of Texas. And I'm blanking on his name, but he's been on my thoughts all night. The Angels pitcher who passed away earlier today.
Oh, I didn't see that. Who passed away?
Tyler Sags.
What?
Sorry, brother.
Yeah. Don't know what the situation is, and I am not one of these ho-hummers, but I am a diehard Angels fan,
man,
I am bummed to death tonight.
I am very sorry to hear that, bro. I'm a big baseball fan, and he's young too. I mean, he's not. That's crazy. I have to watch some sports.
Can you imagine? I mean, I'm 41. I couldn't even imagine being gone, 15 years ago.
Wow. Well, that's horrible, man. And it's not to make light of the situation, but it's not a Flip N Out Pinball stream unless there's talk about like life and death. Because there's always some crazy story every single week.
Well, and don't you know, everything online has to be life and death.
Yeah.
Because to be perfectly frank with you, I can ignore he who shall not be named, and I'll be perfectly fine with that. But have a good day.
All right, Jobber, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
All right, later, man. Bye-bye.
Take care, buddy.
All right, see you. I'm gonna adjust my mic here a little bit. So Jobber weighing in with a little bit of research or experience from Warner Brothers.
I'm gonna have to leave Ken here on his own to.
No, we're gonna shut the stream down here. We're gonna. We got 3 minutes. We're gonna do this, guys. It's been a fun night. We're gonna stop the calls right now. I wanted to go ahead and real quickly, Joe Fox, PinQuest Pinball, Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead, Loser Kid 3,
boom,
Pin Stadium,
boom, boom.
The Gunnet.
Yeah.
Who we ended up being friends with. I thought he was mad at me.
No.
Andre W. Cat Attack from Mark. That's awesome. Black Zrak and what is that one? The Infidel.
The Infidel.
Our top 10 contributors to the bits tonight. Thank you guys so much. It was awesome. And I don't know, man. I love it. Thank you.
Good times, man.
It is good times. So I also want to thank Scott from Pin Stadium, who illuminates all the pins that come in here. I'm going to go ahead next week. I'm going to do a full demonstration on the Pin Stadiums on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because some people like stock lighting and some people like to enhance the lighting.
Yep.
And there are pros and cons to both. It is absolutely advantageous to have the Pin Stadiums on the stream. And there's a setting on the Pin Stadiums that I like with Wonka that I think works out perfectly. So I'd like to show everybody that. Lord of the Ring Breath just dropped in with 100 bits, and I appreciate that. Carrie Hardy with 10. Thank you, guys. Thank you to Zach and Nicole Menny at Flip N Out Pinball for allowing us to do the streaming. Thank you, Steve Beatty, for coming in to the studio every single week.
My pleasure.
Thanks to Bill Webb, who had to leave early because he's a little bit tired. I'm Ken Cromwell. We're from Special Inlet Pinball Podcast. And again, thanks for everybody that's in chat tonight. What I'll do is we'll shut down the stream. I'll leave the I don't know. Do I even need to leave the chat open? I think the chat just stays open.
You got a lot
right?
of questions here, man. You need to start answering some questions.
All right, let's see if we can answer some last minute questions here. Lord of the Rings, Brett said, see you guys later.
We gotta go, Pete.
Oh, Black's Rack for 100 bits. Thanks, buddy. He's still here. I love it. Thank you, man. Thank you. Flipping out pinball. So next week we're going to go ahead and have PinQuest implemented into the streams. Now, for those of you that don't know a lot about PinQuest, next week you will. PinQuest is going to offer us some challenges, which I hope he's watching and he sees our level of play, which may or may not be attainable. And he's going to give us goals every single week. But we're going to tell you how PinQuest works, and we're going to tell you how you can get involved with PinQuest with Location Pinball. So that's going to be fun. Are we getting any special guests in the future? I'm hoping to have Joe Katz in studio here in the next week or two. I've been talking to him today. Joe has been hosting the JJP Live stream, and you've seen him here in chat. So, Joe, let's get a date on the schedule for a Monday or Tuesday. Come on in. Are we going to change the day when football starts, Monday night? That's a great question, man. We'll have to consider that. Maybe we do go to Tuesdays. Lord of the Rings Breath, you guys topped out around 97 viewers tonight. Were we at 97 viewers tonight? I did not realize that. That's respectable. Very, very interested. So the challenges, Eclectic Gamers is asking, we'll see what the challenges are. I assume it's going to be a scoring challenge or Wonka Bars collected challenge or golden tickets challenge. And I think there's going to be some motivating things for us to make these goals. So I'm excited to have PinQuest come aboard, and we'll roll them out next week. Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead says, have a good night. Have a good night, Southwest Pennsylvania Pinhead. I'm looking forward to meeting you at Expo, man.
Expo?
Riddles.
You know what? We forgot to ask Jack what the PinQuest should have been.
Oh, yeah, we
next
did.
week.
You know, let me call him real quick. You think it's too late?
Yeah, no, I think.
It's 11:30. Let's go.
11:30.
No, I'm not.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, great stream. Thanks, Chrono861. I appreciate it. We had a lot of fun tonight. Cheers to everybody. Gasoline, sorry for butchering your name, dude. I was like, G4 Soline. What is that?
Soline.
It's like, how about gasoline, Ken Cromwell? Idiots.
Gasoline.
Active and feisty chat tonight. So, again, very good times. Wait until tomorrow when the Jack interview is talked about. I don't know if the Jack interview is going to be talked about, but if it is, somebody link me to that because that's good times.
Yeah,
I have not been spending a lot of time on Pinside as of late. I've been concentrating on a couple other things. And maybe Joe Katz can help shoot us some challenges. So for Bill Webb, who's gone, and for Steve Beatty, I'm Ken Cromwell. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. And don't forget to take some time out of your day and play some pinball. So long, everybody. What's going on, Pinball Land? Welcome to the After Hour segment.
What up, double after hours?
I was just talking to Steve Beatty here, and Steve's like, man, we should just go to 11 o'clock. And I was like, well, we already ended the stream.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, you know what? We could just fire the stream back up again. So
so here we are.
We're going to fire it back up again. This is, what do you call it, like when like an encore here for another 20 minutes for those of you that are
it's a double encore.
Are still here in chat. We're going to fire up the
pretty good stuff here, kid.
Yeah, we're going to fire up the line again so we get some phone call action set up.
Do the Cromwells have a beer around here?
Yeah, go in the fridge, man. There's always beers in the fridge. You know
Be
that.
right back.
So assuming there's anybody still here, let me let Zach know that we just went live. We went back live, Zach. All right. So anyhow, yeah, I just want to let our sponsor know that we're back live on his channel, because if he signed off, that would have been kind of a little bit crazy. Marlon the Knight's still here with us, man.
Sorry, Zach.
Yeah, so I don't know if Zach approves of this or not, but we're back live. And as the viewers drop off,
significantly,
we will close it out. So
I'll drink a little bit.
Yeah,
Or do we want
another beer?
Do a little Wonka?
Let's go one more game of Wonka.
You think so?
Should we?
Or do we
Wonka or talk here? What the fudge, Zach? I thought we were ending this, and then Beatty's like, I was waving at you, man. I said
Sorry,
we could
bro.
go to 11. I thought I was holding him up.
No,
So
no. Yeah. Sorry.
Should we just sign it off, man, or should we just let it go? We were doing an encore. There were some lighters that we saw in the back of the crowd.
double encore.
And I was like, hey, maybe we go back on stage and we play Freebird. No?
I'm down to hang.
A couple more minutes.
The encore.
The encore. Now, Zach, you got to be like tired, right? Don't you want to go to bed here at this point or what?
So yeah, I knocked on Ken's shoulder. I was like, dude, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm down till 11.
Well, you know what's nice is
and then Ken signed off.
I didn't see it. But by pretending, well, no, not even pretending, by actively ending the show, we allowed everybody that wanted to leave the opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Now we're in the after Disney World
he's
party.
got Disney World in 6 hours.
Bro. You got another hour.
There's still some barflies in here. Where are you at, Zach? What's going on over there? Holy cow. Do you want to call in real quick
That was a
and
blast.
sign us off, Zach? I mean, are you up for a quick call, or would that wake up the kids? 4 kids. I forgot you have 4. I automatically think that I have 3 and I've got the most kids, but it's not. It's Zach wins with 4.
That's a lot of kids, guys.
And they're all ages from like 4 to like 24. Well, maybe not 24.
Maybe not.
They're all over the place. He doesn't know the number.
Zach don't know his own. It's a different number.
All right, I love it.
What's up on the channel?
The number, Zach, is on the screen if you want to call in. But you know what? If you don't, that's fine too. This might have been a bad idea coming back on here, Steve.
Wasn't my idea.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm just
wasn't
hanging
your
out.
idea. Oh, here.
Oh, shit.
All right, hold on. We're gonna get yelled at by our boss now. Hey, man.
What's up?
Dude, I just told Steve we're in trouble. We're gonna get yelled at by the boss.
We're talking about this bill here.
He's like, that stream's got to be over.
Yeah,
what are you
right,
doing?
man.
Oh, no.
I'm always the guy that I'm not gonna leave until I know the party's fucking over.
Oh, party ain't
That
ever
is
over.
true. That is true. We kind of we played closing time, and then we turned the lights on, and everybody left. But then the cool people can hang out after hours while the bar gets cleaned up.
Yeah.
And we're drinking the Mai Tais that they didn't sell during the
So
special.
Zach, we're
You know how I am.
See you, Dr.
I'm
John.
not gonna miss a damn thing.
No,
are
I
you
know.
one of those guys that would host the party and not go to bed until everybody was sleeping?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you'd be up
Well, then
until
I would-
maybe
I
5,
would
6 in the
hang around-
morning.
I would hang around with the 3 people that I truly liked after everybody was gone.
Bazzy34, what's up? Breaking in. Yeah, so Zach, it was a fun stream, man. And we had a great time. Jack was great to have on. And,
No bullshit.
yeah, it was fun.
Man,
Jack
kept me entertained.
Yeah.
Jack even, I liked his emotional turns. He was happy one minute, and then he like got pissy the next minute.
Yeah,
and then he was
right.
all no holds barred the next, and then he was vague the next. I was like,
You know what
holy
made it
shit.
what made it classic were the mood swings were not altered by anything we were saying. He was going through the emotional mix all on his own.
No, I think he was reading the chat a lot too, though.
Oh, is that what
They were untriggered.
I loved it.
Whoa,
He was triggered by something.
It was good times. For those of you still in chat, we have Zach Meny on the line, host of Straight Down the Middle, a pinball show, host of This Week in Pinball
I
podcast.
just forgot it. Just right there that we were even still streaming. I was like, I'm talking to Ken. Telling me he did a good job after the stream.
I'm sorry, man. We are live, Zach, so
Great.
let's be careful. Let's be careful. But
I love it, man.
yeah, we're having a blast,
I
man.
was Joe Katz hung out forever, dude. It would be huge if we could get him on and him go through 2 different tutorials. Like one tutorial was just simple, basic gameplay. What are 3 things I need to be doing?
Yes.
And then for him to go through like, blow your load here, Joe. Fucking let it go.
Yeah,
like,
blow it.
Tell us what the fuck is in this game for all those haters that are calling this a simple rule set.
I'll tell you what, though.
It's not.
It's not a simple rule set.
Jack loving how shitty we are at playing.
Yeah,
is great.
It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Oh, we ain't gonna show shit in this game.
He's like, you guys suck. That's why I like you guys. You guys are sucky pinball players. We are not spoiling anything. Fantasy34 says, "Oh, go ahead."
Have either one of you two been to the Disney World parks?
I've never been.
Yeah, when I was like,
Are you
9.
me?
Dude, it's gotta be.
I take the kids down there, man.
I live like 50 miles from Great America, and I've never been there.
Well, Great America's way different, dude.
Yeah, but that's
Disney.
I mean, yeah, come on.
Okay, so how many pins can you buy from?
You know what I do
versus taking your entire family
No.
of 5, Ken.
I watched Disney Junior.
World.
I've watched Disney Junior for like 13 years.
There you go. You're saving a shit then.
Yeah, I think
it's like
I
don't know that I need any.
This trip is just Florida. It's just nowhere exotic, but I shit you. And we're not even doing the whole Disney experience. But I can guarantee you it's going to cost me a fucking Wonka CE.
Oh,
I guarantee.
Yeah. No doubt.
You
But
know,
dude,
you know
it's
where I
worth
hear
it, man.
I hear
It's
the
worth
shock
it.
and awe is when you start charging the waters and stuff on your credit, like your Disney account, and then you go to check out and it's like $40,000.
Oh yeah.
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 So how much is a
It's
beer
nuts.
down
We're
in
not even doing all
Disneyland?
that, but I love it.
Yeah, I don't know
What's
if
up?
Zach drinks beer at Disney because I think Epcot Center is like beers around the world, right? Something like that.
Okay.
I think Epcot's the only one you can drink at.
Yeah. See, that's where I'd be.
okay.
Bill Webb would be screwed because they just did away with all smoking in the entire property of Disney.
Literally, Bill Webb would die at Disney World. He would be dead.
He would just get
20
kicked
minutes
out
in.
for smoking on It's a Small World.
Well, if they have Fanta, he's good.
Fanta.
He's good.
Right. They banned Fanta.
Wait, is it Fanta or it's Fanta?
I think it's Fanta.
Remember the old
I think they
commercials?
banned Fanta
One,
and
two,
menthol
Fanta.
cigarettes. So he's gone. But
Yeah, but Bill would be fucked.
well, we've effectively cleared out just about all of the viewers at this point.
Yep,
so
sorry, bro.
Really good. My job here is done, you bitches.
we are
Yeah.
3 hours and 46 minutes into the stream, so we'll shut it down for real this time.
Real quick, Beatty. How's your Wonka shooting, buddy? I'm a little jelly. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, it's brutal. I love it.
Can I tell you a
It's
secret?
looking good.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
the after hours encore.
Because we're not live. Yeah, sure.
No, we're not live. So at one point, I was bitching about the right out lane, and then you were saying, "Well, everyone bitches about the left out lane."
No. Oh, yeah.
The cat jumped on the
We
back
now
box of Meteor.
have a
So-
cat topper on the
a
Meteor.
cat topper. So then Bill asked me to cut the audio. Did you see that? He's like, cut
I
it,
don't
cut
know
it,
what
cut
the
it.
hell that was.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what is it?
Secret.
He's like, there's a reason that left out lane's draining. And I said, oh, what is it? He's like, because there's no post there.
God damn it, Zach.
There's no post in the
you
left
what?
out lane. So,
Oh, that's good.
so I might need to ask you for a post. I never noticed there's no post there. It screws right in.
Really?
I just never ever thought of it. I never thought to look. Like you gotta go over and look. Hold on a second.
And
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't
bro.
in the goodie bag or anything?
Why would they have a post in the goodie bag?
Yeah, something out on the playfield
because
just hanging all over.
sometimes, no bullshit.
Could be.
Sometimes the designers, like, they'll purposely not include it, but they'll still include it in
that would
the
make
game.
sense.
Like Eric Minier on the out lane, the right out lane on Pirates. There's a post there for a rubber, but he didn't include the rubber.
So that
on
was
purpose.
optional.
He designed it.
You bust it out and throw it in. All right.
I mean,
all right.
my guess would be that they just forgot to fucking install it.
Yeah.
But
that was the cost-cutting measure for the standard edition.
Most of my drains on this game were in the right out lane, and just me sucking ass and just going straight down the middle. But whatever.
Yeah, I saw it. It was evenly left and right to me just viewing it, but.
The right out lane got me all night long. So
it's a good game, though, man.
I never got a ball going tonight.
Love it.
So
Love it, Zach.
It
Love
is
you, brother.
I want one. I cannot wait. This was so hard about being on vacation. You know, you're a fucking pinball loser when you're like, yeah, I love this trip, but man, when I get back.
Hey, no, you know when you're a pinball loser, dude, is when you take the pinball machine with you on vacation.
Oh yeah,
because there are people that do that. I guess you're not a loser.
I would do that,
dude. I was in Bosnia, looking on the pinball. App. Oh, where can I find some pinball
Are there pinball
around
machines
here?
in Bosnia?
No. There's some good beer though.
There's a Raven, and even he didn't want to play.
Right.
Oh, Raven, yeah.
And the Raven was rethemed to like Borat. It's like, what the hell is this?
I mean,
it's
very
maybe
nice.
too
Borat
soon.
retheme.
Too soon. Probably be some bullet holes in there.
You know what Borat the call outs would be? I can't believe you fucking vacation here.
It's awesome. All right, Zach, we're gonna shut this baby down.
I literally think it's just us three right now.
No, I know it is. It's like it's just us. There's no reason for this to be on.
There's no reason.
But good times, brother.
Edit this shit out, Zach.
We just skewed all the analytics, but that's okay. It's fun.
Hey, I love it. You had like 100 viewers, man. It's unbelievable.
That
I'll
is
talk to you.
unbelievable.
Talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. When are you coming back when are you back out of vacation?
I'll be back Thursday evening, July 4th.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cool, man.
4th of July.
I'm sure we'll chat at some point. So be good. Have fun. Tell Mickey I said hi.
All right. Thanks, guys. I really, really appreciate your work on this.
Same here, brother. Appreciate the
See you guys.
enabling us. See you, man.
Later,
Safe travels, Beatty. See you guys. Bye.
Bye. All right, man. So for real this time, we're going to close down.
For real. Unless anybody wants to call in right now.
No, I shut down the call line. You're ready to go to like 1.
No way.
All right. It's getting a little sloppy in here. So thanks again to Flipping Out Pinball. Scott at Penn Stadium, Steve Beatty, Bill Webb. I'm Ken Cromwell. Have a good night.